Yeah, we are gonna go ahead and start.
Hello.
Sorry,
Hello.
sorry for
Yeah,
starting late today, guys. My work schedule changed, so I don't have Saturdays off anymore. So now I'm gonna be prepping a week in advance instead of the day before. Which today I didn't have the day before because I was at work all night last night. So, that being said, you guys ready for a recap?
Yeah.
Looking at you, Carl.
no, I know what happened, but it's the first
Recap.
time.
Okay.
Recap.
All right. So, you all, upon arriving in the city of Lian to meet the king, were not accepted by His Royal Highness as a third-party negotiator for his daughter's hand in marriage, whichever one of the 13 was chosen. So, he gave you a task to seek out a person of quite well renowned in the weaving industry to weave a dress for the daughter that was to be married. Only problem was you didn't know which daughter you were picking yet, and so you couldn't figure out sizes. But according to legend, the person sought out would be able to make a dress that would fit anyone. And so you headed out, and between Panzer and his various religious connections and new acquaintances, gathered some information. And Samal, listening to the way the winds directed her, ended up in a library listening to the nerdy words of, for lack of a better term, Fart in a Jar Martin the Elf. And ended up having her own short and sweet adventures with him. And putting all of that information together, they set out to the northern border of Lian. Pardon my opening of my fortune cookie. And they ended up in a small village, found some information that was much needed, and a guide that led them down into a subterranean kingdom or city of deep elves. There you met a young elf. I believe I added him to the NPCs last week, named Udan, who was a bliss junkie, a drug that the party had recently come into acquaintance with by accident. And decided rather than, doing business with him and allowing him to go on his way, decided to invest in him and try to help him come clean with his drug addiction. Added him to the party, delved deeper into the underground where, upon exploring for a while various tunnels, met a lizard man by the name of Grisham, who, upon a little bit of good persuasion, convinced him to be your guide to find Arachne, the woman you had been seeking.
Good guy, good guy.
Did a good job of it. Ended up mining a rare gem or rare pound of true silver while you were down there, destroying 2 pickaxes, by the way. And
Glad we got all three.
and eventually found the lair of Arachne, which you guys soon discovered was actually the mother of a few 100,000 little baby spiders in various sizes, from your palm of your hand to, an oversized dodgeball. You did some dealings with her. She sent you on a kill quest to eliminate and bring you the head of an unknown creature that had been plaguing her and her children for quite some time. And you guys decided to stumble into the den of a basilisk. It was a very quick but very decisive battle due to one awesome charisma check, some good DPS, and a few meat shields. Grisham died. Panzer devoured the hearts of both Grisham and the Basilisk, and upon arriving back at Arachne's den, Arachne sealed off the cave at your allowance so that the balance of the underworld kingdom did not affect you or her, as new creatures decided to fight for dominance in different areas of the underground. Meanwhile, Panzer evolved, and we left off where Panzer had just recently... What's the word for it? My brain went blank. Hatched, for better terms of the word, out of his evolution egg. Now sporting not only the eyes of a basilisk, but also sporting a second pair of eyes that he can open or hide at will. And that is where we left off. And I'm going to go ahead, and while you guys figure out what you want to do, or who you want to talk to, or
So we're
go
still
places,
in
I
the
gotta make an
cave.
edit of that ability.
Okay, yeah, so we're still in the cave. If I remember correctly, we spent the night, right? Yeah.
And then
And
you
so, what happened? Yeah, okay. So we basically left off right there. We ended the.
Yeah.
I have something to say.
All right.
So, do I look any different?
Uh,
Asking the group.
I
my,
mean,
I. Samal does not know how to necessarily word the. She, with weird motion, basically says yes.
how do you have you not seen yourself yet? Oh wait, that's right, you just came out of your cocoon. My bad. But no, seriously. You might want to look in a mirror when we have better lighting. Or in a you know what? Oh,
Do you want to see my other eyes?
Panzer. We already do.
Oh, they're out.
I thought because Joy had just said right before we left
I did
that your
Right
eyes
before we
were-
left.
I did describe them as them
Oh,
being
okay.
open. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I close them. The extra eyes. I'm like, can you still see them?
No.
It was a very unnerving feeling.
Samal slowly approaches, kind of curious as to how the heck that this even works. That he now, for some reason, has 4 eyes and 4 arms.
Nope, he only has 4 eyes. There are...
Or 4 eyes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Wait
Kind
a
of
minute, wait a minute.
curious.
So he's a nerd now? Is that what this is?
Both eyes glare at you.
Four eyes. You don't need glasses to see with extra vision. Additional depth perception? Ugh.
I look at Arachne.
She's looking at you with a
with
level
only-
of deep fascination.
Only with one set of eyes. Why go so far?
So far for what?
One of your children.
They are 1 in 10,000. They do my bidding.
and I can hear them. I understand them.
Which is exactly the result I was hoping for. It means I can continue to experiment with my own creature's evolutions.
I didn't know I honestly could evolve and change.
A gift that the deep oftentimes gives to those who visit, if they have the aptitude.
Thank you. It seems I've gotten more than I was expecting down here. And lived.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you. Maybe in a couple of years, and I get strong enough. Do you need a king beside you?
I think I'm happy being single, thank you.
Just checking. Well, with that, do I still hear scraping outside?
No, the scraping has since subsided.
Okay. It's probably about time for us to go.
Agreed.
Good luck, Queen.
Okay, here. I wonder if I can do this. Can I do it? Woo! Okay. Save changes. All right. Panzer, there's a note underneath your journal. There you go. You're welcome. It was the details of your new ability because I forgot to write them up last week.
Okay.
Okie doke. So, all of you exit the cave, heading back up to the intersection after a number of hours.
Is it time for the albino to get his medicine?
That
He
has
took the
that has been assumed over the last couple of days in the cave.
Okay.
Make a knowledge check for me, please, Oliver.
make a knowledge check for me, please, DM.
Okay. What the heck? I thought you were. Are you still driving? I thought you were gonna quit driving.
Oh, I'm stopped. I put the message in. I'm waiting for a reply,
Okay.
but I'm trying to get to a gas station, an actual truck stop. I was at a rest area.
Got it. Okay. Characters, Oliver. Ability.
So I got 3.2
guidance.
miles till I get to that truck stop. So
Oh, that's right. I can't make your knowledge checks because stupid sheet doesn't work on the commands that I program
the
into everyone else's.
D20 plus 9.
D20 plus 9. See, this is why I program everyone's character sheets. That 7 plus 9, 16. Yeah, it has been a total of 3 days that you spent in Arachne's lair waiting for Panzer to evolve.
Wow.
Oh,
And you were able to keep track of that so that what's his face, Udan has received enough doses, though he has seemed to be getting much more skittish as the doses continue. All right. Jump to a different page. So, I will remind you that you guys did leave a bundle of TNT on a cracked wall. You guys can leave it, or you
Yeah.
guys can...
Should detonate it.
we could either just go ahead and blow it up.
Yeah, I want to blow it up, just see what happens.
I don't want to upset the queen.
But it'd be kind of fun, fun.
Yeah, it's fun for everyone, but well, everyone else. It'll be fun for the party, but not for anyone else.
I rather
Bummer.
not do that to the queen.
Bummer.
I will
Yeah.
say this. You're talking about a few miles worth of distance away from her lair, so just saying.
It still might bring other enemies up. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
We're still in the cave. We haven't gone through the cobwebs of steel yet.
See, the only reason I don't think it'll cause too much damage is just the fact that we felt like there was wind current through it, meaning that it was probably more so leaned to a surface than it was another cave,
I'm gonna
which
blow it
could be
up.
wrong. You see, I want to blow it up.
We're still in the cave with the queen, correct?
No. You guys have
No,
left your
okay.
lair, you've gone back up to the intersection.
Okay.
You can go to what's his name's den, you can go back to her lair, or you can delve down along the riverbeds to where the
I make scratching noises with my teeth and face. Checking if there's any spiders nearby.
Okay. You do not find any sense of spiders near the intersection per se.
Okay. I definitely want to go back to his den, and we should probably pick up the TNT. So TNT first, everyone.
Sure.
Yeah, I thought we were blowing up.
I'd rather blow up people.
That's
I
fair.
have
You know what? I
plenty of
can't argue.
dynamite.
I mean, yes, and while you're busy blowing people up, I will gather their scattered remains, burn them into ash, and sell them on the black market for medical purposes.
You could do that, actually. You shouldn't, but you could.
I did say it was the black market, did I not?
You're
I mean,
bringing some good ideas to the table.
I mean, there is no such thing as a white market, am I right?
True. You have a
That
point.
you know of.
Oh,
yeah.
also true.
The church has sales.
Oh yeah. Well, or we could start the white market. Who knows?
We'll sell
Yes,
Bibles.
Yeah, it's only like pure things. It's like, yeah, this thing.
It's Panzer's face.
What was your question? What is Panzer's what?
What?
God
Wait,
fucking
did
damn
someone say
GTA, shut the fuck up.
What was the problem?
Someone asked Panzer a question.
Did someone? I'm trying.
I
Did
didn't.
you? No.
Mm-mm. If anything, I was going to suggest that it was just everything has Panzer's face on it.
Oh, that's what you said.
What was the question?
So, yeah, it wasn't a question. Never mind.
I just heard Panzer.
Yeah,
What is
no,
Panzer?
So basically, what I was saying is, for our white market, it's a religion around Panzer, and then everything we sell on the white market has your face on it because you are the religion for reasons.
Now, I'm just saying it's a good idea, and I'm not arguing it.
It's funny that you did bring that up because at one point, a little towards the beginning, I walked up to a church and I went to the podium and I talked to everybody.
Oh my god!
What?
And I rolled really good.
That's hilarious.
Oh my goodness! And then now they have.
I have a dream.
And now he's got the pendant too. So all he has to do is do it in his high-pitched singing female voice.
I have a dream that one day
all people are created equal.
And they shall be united through trade.
of the white market. Yes, this is a sellout. What'd you expect?
Well, gonna go ahead and tear up all my campaign notes. We're starting a religion.
Oh my gosh.
So, as you guys are
Anyway.
all walking through the caves, you eventually come back to, for lack of a better term, I think. Yeah, here we are. Okay.
It's right there where the little river was.
Yeah, I have to find the right page. Okay. There. You guys are all back on your page. Yeah, the TNT is still set, fuse is set, and everything right where it needs to be.
I'm on guard, ready for a monster attack.
Okay.
Oh, what happened?
Go ahead and roll an observance check for me, Panzer.
Okay.
Small, also do an observance check for me, please. It's a 20 with a natural 16 on Small's part.
Wow.
And a 16 on Panzer's part. Small, you can definitely sense something is here. Not a creature, not a threat, but it's almost something whispering on the wind.
We're still at that cross path, right?
You are on the map that is displayed on the screen right now.
Oh, wait, I see it. Oh, yeah, back here. Okay.
Yep. And this is where they
So
set
there's-
the TNT to blow open the wall, where the landslide was.
Got a close, and I like the fuse.
So I do send. Okay. Something's here. I'm gonna. Okay. Guys, wait a second. Something feels off.
You know, the last time I felt something
How?
off, and it felt like complete death, it was really nice. So
I don't know. It doesn't feel bad. And I can't say for sure. But all I know is that something is definitely here.
What direction?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. It's just the presence is here.
I pull a couple playing cards out and I hold them at the ready.
Okay.
Between my fingers.
I take a couple steps forward, opening up my extra eyelids.
As you look around, you do not sense any other presences that are dangerous and/or creatures that wish to attack you.
Who's there?
None of you hear anything but the quiet drip, drip, dripping of the cave, which I forgot I have ambience for. Ha ha ha!
Oh, sweet.
There we go. There's your cave ambience. For those of you who are actually loaded into Roll20, you should be able
Sweet.
to hear that.
That's nice. Yeah. But yeah, like okay, so
I'll sit down and meditate.
yeah, that's not a bad idea. I think while he's meditating, I'm gonna go closer to the rock. Wait, can I even get there?
Well,
That's the
there
pro-
is a
I'm on
river
the
in
other
front of
side.
you, and if you do not have a proficiency in swimming or agility, there is going to be an agility check. So
Yeah, my agility is 7.
you may try to swim if you desire.
I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm a light character. I think I can do this. Let's try this.
Okay.
you're a light
Oh,
character
no.
that can get swept away easily.
I didn't think about that. What you
That-
said just came to pass.
She dives into the water and immediately starts getting taken away by the current.
Do I notice?
Yeah, I'll say that you do.
I'll jump in.
All right. With your swimming speed, current, also moving downstream, you are able to get her back out. And let's go ahead and just move this back to map layer.
When I get
Go.
back to the lane, I'm just kind of grumbling. Catching people in the water.
Stop your bitching.
Hey, you got no room to talk.
I slept.
That's what they all say.
Huh. Yeah, so guys, I'm thinking. So something is definitely here. Is there a way that that someone can get me over there? Because I want to see if it's stronger by the rock.
How far is it?
It's approximately 2, 3, 4, 5, 60 feet across the water.
You could throw me.
How far? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. How far can I throw somebody?
Uh,
I have dancing skills, so I technically have acrobatics, quote unquote. So I could easily land if thrown right.
I will
So,
say, 5 feet for every point. I would say for every 5 points you roll, you can throw someone 5 feet.
Strength's a 10.
So that would be you can throw someone 10 feet guaranteed.
Yikes. Well, do you want to try it?
Sure. Why not?
Throw the bard! So you guys go back up to technically the shortest distance you can get across.
Yeah.
22.
And javelin yeet Samal halfway across the water. She lands in the center. Roll an agility check again.
Yeah. Oh. 27.
No, that's a 10. You don't.
Oh, wait, no, I forgot. I don't have. Yeah, I forgot.
What's your element?
My element's wind.
Okay, because
Actually,
you have wind.
you should have +4 on your. You should have +1d4 on your agility checks.
Wait, really?
I think it is.
For being wind.
Oh. Oh, wait, yeah.
Or is it advantage on your? Give me a second. Double check. Game rules. Did I put it here? I didn't.
I think it was advantage.
No, it
'Cause I
was
think the only
advantage
two
for any of the
people-
classes. I think it's 1d4 on your agility checks.
Would
Okay.
that be 2d4 now?
Why would
Like rock and light?
Saith what?
Because of earth and light.
Yeah.
They both went up to 2d4. Instead of 1d4.
Yeah, that's still coming in the update.
Oh,
I
then it's
I don't think I added that to Panzer's sheet yet. And no, your alignment isn't air, Samal. It's written down that it's light as well.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, yeah, it's light.
Yeah. So you have advantage on
Okay.
you have your plus 1d4 on your charisma checks. So yeah, your roll stays the same. Once
Okay.
again, she starts going down the water, and you start going down the same path that you went before.
I jump back in and bring her over there to where she's trying to get to.
Okay, so you back up on the water again, way down here where you jumped it, can't climb out the first time. Didn't exactly work out great.
Take 2.
I bring her to where she's trying to get to.
All right, so the strength check is assumed a success because it's fine. Go ahead and roll an observance check with advantage next to the rocks.
Oh my gosh, what just happened? Far pages, don't do that.
It
Oh
doesn't
my
like you.
gosh.
As I set her down on the other side, I sit down and start to meditate.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an observance, Panzer.
Observance?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, it's loading back 1 second.
I wanted to start swimming across, but with them going into meditation, it's kind of my
Yeah, he's kind of your ride.
my lifeline.
You want me to roll observance still?
I can get I nat one.
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, my alarm went off. What I miss?
You're fine. Nothing much. Your observance was a 16. Samal's was a 14. You don't learn any new information now.
Okay.
Next to the rocks.
So we should be good to blow it up.
Can I roll my meditation now?
What are you attempting to do with meditation?
I'm feeling my surroundings through meditation. Maybe connect to something that's there on a spiritual level, because
Okay.
it's not talking.
Okay. That's kind of why I had you roll the observance check when you said you wanted to meditate.
Isn't meditation through not observance?
Typically it's resolved to go into meditation, but since you already
Right.
have the skill, I don't always make you roll for it.
Oh, okay.
So unfortunately you do not sense anything, Panzer, beyond what has been described, though you do successfully feel out through the for the sake of the realm of lost souls.
Okay. I walk, since I'm there, I walk past the rocks. Am I able to walk through the rocks?
No, you cannot.
All right, let's blow it up.
Yep.
Oliver, what do we have to do to blow this thing up?
You got a flint and steel on you? You gonna light something up?
Sorry, you're breaking up. Say again?
I said, do you have like a flint and steel or something on you?
I do.
Oh, there you go. Find the fuse at the end, away from the dynamite,
Okay.
and light it.
I look for the fuse.
And then run.
Okay, you do find fuse on it with about 30 seconds worth of fuse on it, I think.
Okay. I look to Samo and I'm like, okay, go ahead and lay. Oh well. Get ready to jump in the water. I'll be right behind you.
All right.
I'm gonna end up kind of like tackling you into the water.
Okay.
Okay. Flint steel.
Yep.
Sparky, Sparky.
All right, so you light the fuse, it starts to burn. As it starts to sizzle, jumping into the water, you grab a hold of Samal under the water. Go ahead and roll an agility check to see how far you can get.
Do we both have to?
Nope, just Panzer.
Okay.
12. So, okay. Both of you, select both of you here.
I'm more trying to like going underwater during the explosion.
That's okay. You go down and you get pretty much all the way across before that thing
Okay,
explodes because of your speed as an alligator-based lizard man. You get across, boom! The entire cave is just rocked by the sound of the explosion, echoing and re-echoing through the inside of the cave. I need everyone to roll a vitality or resilience check.
Resilience? Oh, I have good resilience. This is
I
good.
never have to roll a vitality.
The one time I actually get to roll resilience, I actually have good resilience.
All right, Oliver's a 15.
I rolled a 13.
8 for Panzer, 21. 4 to 10 for Oliver, Skygazer 13. Yeah, Skygazer and Panzer, both of you have your ears just absolutely ringing. You can't hear anything else right now. But the avalanche slides away, revealing an opening to a third pathway. Or should I say fourth pathway?
Adventure onward, men.
with my medical knowledge, do I know if this go away or should I use a med
It
kit?
does start residing after like 35 seconds to a minute.
During that time, I'm underwater, swimming over,
Okay.
checking out the new path.
Okay. So you
I'm
guys,
still with you, but
you guys, one by one, you guys get everyone over, and
Throw the
you
rope over, and I'm
guys,
pulling people across.
okay, you guys find yourself in this cave. You may all spawn your characters in down here. I'm presuming Oliver does not yet have his character up. Oh no, Oliver is here. Okay. Okay, when I said down here, that meant down at the bottom of the cave, guys. Come on.
Oh, I see it. I see it now. I didn't realize how big it was.
Panzer, do you have
wait,
access
I
to your
didn't see
character?
that either. Wow, I did not see that. Now I see it.
Alright,
Alright,
just go
I'm
ahead and
gonna
drag
fart.
Panzer on, since he's not responding.
Sorry. I am
Um,
on the phone. There we go.
okay.
Got it.
Got it. Alright. So, you find yourselves in this oddly phosphorescently lit cave. There is more water going down through the landslide into the river. And there seems to be a number of moss-covered steps that go up to some sort of shrine at the very top up here.
I'm gonna
Oh.
harvest a little bit of moss.
Okay.
Good, I was actually just about to say that.
Okay. Go ahead and make a... Let's see here.
I'd be helping them.
Between the two of you, go ahead and make a dexterity check for the harvest.
I do have advantage with plants.
Yep, that's fine. You can take that. That is a 7. Oliver, did you roll your dexterity yet?
Very did.
Okay.
If I'm in water, it's a 19. If I'm not in water, it's a 22.
For the sake of, I'll say that you can harvest from the edge of a watery area. So.
Well, I have a better roll outside of water.
Okay.
And you said the steps.
we'll
The
go with the
steps
better
were
roll.
mossy.
Yeah, that's fine. So 22 adds 4 to Panzer's 9, so that's 13, the bare minimum. You are able to harvest one growable area of moss, but this does require a subterranean area or enclosed damp area for it to be able to grow. Though it
I'll
will
make
go
you a little
dormant.
biodome.
It does go dormant while being carried, so it can be revived once it's put in the right atmosphere.
Perfect.
Yeah. So go ahead and add that to your inventory. One.
Another thing is you said there's a lot of sulfur in the air or in the area.
No, I did not say anything about sulfur.
What was lighting the area?
Phosphorescent or
Phosphorus.
bioluminescent. One of the two. Maybe a combination of both. But it seems to be coming from along the ceilings or something like that. It's not as brightly lit as the picture describes, but it's what I've got available. So,
Understood.
but as you guys all continue to explore, Samal, you hear a
good choice of word.
Pardon, what now? Give me 1 second.
Hello?
Can you all hear me?
Yep.
I can hear you now. It was just really quiet. I wasn't sure if someone's there.
Well, anyway, about me?
You can definitely sense now that this landslide has been let loose, the air is moving much more consistently now and with much more power.
So for Samal, and this is more of a background for everyone else, makes it almost feel more breathable to her, and not in a physical sense, more of a mental sense. It's easier for her to think and everything.
So, as you guys continue to climb up, you see a small square stone. If you've ever seen the way shrines in the hardcore version of Minecraft,
Yes.
those little waypoints that allow you to teleport across the world or
Mhm.
save points.
Yep.
That's what this
Waystones.
looks like, but it's covered in moss, and there is one blue flower that the pollen that's just slowly coming off of this flower, all of it has a very blue bioluminescent aura to it.
Okay. I get closer. I kneel down and take a really close look at the flower.
Okay. As you step down, or I should say, well, it's actually taller than you are, and the flower is.
Oh, well then I
Holy shit.
stand next to it.
Yeah, you actually, in order to expect the flower, you would have to climb up the shrine.
Oh, then I climb it.
I pick her up on my
There you
shoulder.
go.
Okay. The flower literally, as you get closer, it feels like a breath of fresh air. It's almost like from this point, this is where all of the sound that you're listening to of the wind is coming from.
Intriguing.
As you look closer at it, you look down and hear the moss has overgrown and almost completely concealed what's inside of this little stone. The writing on the outside of it is completely obscured. And the roots of the flower actually look like they've delved down into the stone, and it's almost like this entire thing is entrapped here.
Oh,
The shrine is almost consumed by the flower and the organic overgrowth.
all right.
By looking at the roots and whatnot, can I take a guess on what it is
Sure, go ahead
with
and
knowledge of
roll.
all plants?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an observance check with advantage. Or if you wish to, you may substitute knowledge, your choice.
I'll do knowledge.
Okay. Okay, that's 24. You've seen unique plants before. You have seen legendary rare plants. You have come across very bioluminescent flowers, mushrooms, other things. And this is something else. It's, even though it seems to have physical roots, once it gets up to about halfway through the stem, it's almost as if this flower is ethereal in the mortal plane. Almost as if there is some spiritual or divine presence
Wait.
consumed and feeding this flower.
Can I observe the shrine?
Sure.
Wait a
Sure. You can get down and, examine it. How do you wish to examine it?
Well, I'm just trying to see if I can find any markings on it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an observance check. That is a 24.
24.
Nice. You get down and using one of your tools, you're able to scrape off some of the moss. There is a definite strange, almost like mold-like pollen coming off of it. It doesn't cause problems with your breathing like you think it would. But it is covered with primordial markings. This is the language of the elements, and it almost
I know.
seems to be spiritually carved into the rock rather than actually physically gouged into the rock.
Can I don't know if that'd work. Can I try communicating to it through the wind?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a charisma check.
Charisma check. Where's my charisma?
Should be closer to the bottom. 26. Nice. You lean forward, kind of getting off Panzer's shoulder, on your knees next to the flower. And you get down close, almost as if listening. And as you get closer, you begin to breathe in. And it's almost as if a gust of wind suddenly jostles the flower. What pollen it had left lifts into the air, and you breathe it in. The flower fades away. The roots, which were moments ago vibrant, now suddenly become dried all over. As you're examining these primordial glyphs, the moss and stuff starts going dry almost immediately, and what was once covering this small stone primordial shrine falls away, and all of those glyphs suddenly become very bright. The sound of the wind in the cave swirls. You can suddenly hear very clearly for the first time in over probably
Forever.
70 years.
Yeah.
You can hear very acutely the sound of the wind, especially in this place.
Sorry, I kind of missed a little bit. What happened to the flower?
It vanished. The top half became dust, the bottom half dried up and shriveled away, revealing no longer latching onto the shrine.
Since I have knowledge of all plants, and I did roll pretty good, do I know what it was?
You're not sure. Though it took the form of a plant, it wasn't entirely plant-based.
Okay.
So after this event, I'm going to call it an event if that's okay.
Mhm.
After this event occurs, Samal is almost at first surprised, and everyone would probably notice this. But she's like, really surprised. But then suddenly seems kind of relieved with almost a tear in her eye, as if like a bad day has passed and a new beginning has just arrived.
As you feel that relief, there is both an intake of air into your lungs and a sigh. And as you look around, you can see in the picture there are old skeletons of creatures, just decaying here amongst the water. And as you look around, you almost see a ghostly reversal of time. You begin to see what these creatures looked like before they died. You begin to start seeing the reversal of decay in the cave itself. the way that the water changed current across the room floor. And there's just a moment where you are able to glimpse the past. You have gained the wind of foresight, or I should sorry, the wind of hindsight.
So just for a quick explanation, just so I can fully like grasp and understand,
Mm-hmm.
could you explain hindsight just like so I fully comprehend?
With the assistance of the wind, you can look into the past for a brief
All right.
moment.
All right. Sweet.
Where do I come from?
Now, it's up to you to explain. Oops, that's the wrong.
All right. Actually, I'm going to be saying this as this is happening. Like this, all that you just explained is now happening with me seeing this stuff, and I'm like, I almost back off and almost tumble backwards on the Panzer, like almost in like startlement.
Ready to catch it anytime.
Yeah. And and I'm like, guys, they're coming back to life. Like, do you not see this?
At that point, hearing that, I brandished my shield and weapon, holding it at the ready.
I kind of Skygazer just looks around, kind of confused, and goes, "Who's coming to life? I'm sorry, I'm kind of confused."
And
Small.
you all
Did
just
you hit
see
your
that.
head?
I just look extremely bewildered and like awestruck. I don't know what to think at this point. And then once it ends, once the whole like vision of hindsight ends, which you wouldn't know when it ended, but you can tell that I suddenly kind of like start catching my breath and start slightly calming down, but at the same time still nerve-wracked.
No more neurotoxins for you. You freaking out. Do you feel better now?
I don't know. This is the first time I've ever experienced anything like this. It
Seeing
didn't.
things
It
come to
felt.
life?
It felt so supernatural, almost.
So there's nothing coming back to life to fight us.
This
I.
explains a lot.
She looks at. She gazes around the room. I don't believe so.
I put my weapon away. I'm like, okay. I was kind of ready to fight something. How far away is the closest like skeleton?
About 50, 60 feet away.
How far is the drop to it?
It's down the steps. It wouldn't be difficult to get there.
I go check on it.
Okay. They are old skeletons of who knows what different kinds of creatures could have lived in this cave. Some of them seem long and twisted, curving, maybe other basilisk skeletons. Some of them could
Biology?
be insectoids. Some of them could be other lizards.
I checked on the insectoid ones. I check how hard it is, see if it just turns to dust from touching it.
Pretty much it does. They're exoskeleton-based creatures. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I grab up the dust for a bone meal.
Okay.
Oh,
You're
actually, that's
able to
really
gather 5 pounds of bone meal for the sake of.
Okay. I add it to my plants
Okay.
next time I'm there
All right.
at the cart.
Ladies and gentlemen, Panzer is now playing Minecraft.
That's amazing. He's finally Minecraft Steve.
I'm working on it. He's a high level character, okay?
Yeah.
He has to be considered a monk. He's able to punch trees and turn them into logs.
True.
That's true.
Hey, once my strength is high enough, okay?
That's true.
So, yeah. There
I guess.
the place here does seem to be, it seems like the air is actually moving freely again. It's like the wind was locked up and now it's free.
The writings on the ground, is that where they were?
They
The
were
runes?
on the side of the shrine.
Okay. I take my ink pen out,
Okay.
grab a piece of paper out, and I start copying.
Okay.
I literally just tell him what they say.
Okay. The words are difficult to translate into the common tongue. Even Elvish has a hard time describing what is written here. There are feelings of lightheartedness, freedom, a lot of things that lend itself to happiness. Long descriptions, kind of like in the Lord of the Rings when the treants spend all day into the night saying good morning.
Oh yeah.
That is
Oh.
kind of what is being written here.
Okay.
Now, what was your roll and observance on that one? Let's see here. That was 24.
Yeah, mine was pretty high.
Yeah, it's 24. You find two things that seem oddly unique amongst all of these emotions of lightheartedness, happiness, and freedom. You find one string of script that typically lends itself to a very deep emotional attachment and love. And you find, oddly enough, an obscure line of script that follows it, which means motherhood. And that's all you're able to take away from this. I'll let you guys document that in your own journals as you will. Can't write all your notes for you.
I think they've updated this website.
Roll 20.
Yeah.
Is it working better?
Yes, it is.
Yay!
I'm able to control my character now. I can place it on the map, move it around.
Nice.
Yes.
So, is there anything else you guys wish to do?
I guess
I
it
mean,
was a
at
good
this
thing that we blew it up.
Like my character at this point is, or Samal is very silent at this point. Just kind of comprehending everything that literally just happened in a matter of minutes.
Well, we'll still have one more stop before getting at these caves. I'm gonna go check out the den.
Okay.
As I'm walking by, I'm making sure there's nothing of value worth taking a look at.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an observance check.
Are we helping him? Oh, I didn't roll very high. But
14 for Oliver. Panzer, were you still going to write an observance check?
I got a 14, unless I'm in water.
Okay.
That's to help him.
You good, Panzer?
Sorry. Observance.
Mhm.
Did it come up?
Yep, 13 plus 2 is a 15. Walking through the cave, you do look down into a stream as you're walking out. and lodged in between a couple of rocks above the stone here that's settled in the close to the entrance, you find a brass button.
A what?
A brass button.
Okay, I'll pick it up.
The button has an insignia molded into it. Looks like it was a poured button. And it has the symbol of an eye with a crown above it.
I add it to my cloak.
Okay.
Put it like in the front.
Wait, does anyone in our party here know what that symbol would mean?
You may do a knowledge check if you wish.
All right, I'm going to roll a knowledge.
Anyone else who wishes to do so may do so.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing so. I got a 23. Unless I'm in water, then it's a 33.
33. Oh my god.
That's what happens with a nat 20, though. With a plus 4 4.
23.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oliver, and then Samal, you got an 18.
So, like, this is near the entrance where the water is, right?
Yeah, it was in the water. Panzer noticed it. You noticed it. Sure, I'll give you
was
the nat
helping.
20 on it. Sure, why not? Give me a second.
Oh, man.
Players.
Hey, Carl, thanks for helping me.
Oh, no, that wasn't you. I wasn't helping. That was me just seeing if I knew.
Well, no, because you helped me look for something. And since
Oh,
you were
yeah,
helping me look for it, you would be in the water too.
Oh, yeah. My brain is fried right now. They still haven't even gotten back to me, so I'm not fucking moving. I'm staying here for now.
I hope you feel better tomorrow, bud.
I know I will.
Give me a second. Okay. Go ahead.
Hopefully the migraine at least goes away.
Adding that to the items area. I think I just added it to plants by mistake. Where did it go? There it is. All right, there you go. Brass button. It is in.
There it is.
It is in the. It is in the items area. Oliver, as you are looking at that, Panzer, both of you looking at this brass button, looking around the cave, thinking about the primordial inscription on the side of the shrine, understanding for a short time that Samal listens to the wind and follows where it directs, and that's what drew your guys' attention to this area. All of those things combined, you guys remember a conversation that you had with a friend recently, Elo Natsurai. He mentioned that he was in training and he was part of an organization called the King's Eyes. This button has an inscription of an eye with a crown above it. And Elo Natsurai also was part nymph. Anyone else there? Everyone just went silent.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm here. I was just thinking.
Yeah, I was also thinking.
Guess we could always just bring it back to the king. But until then, I'll wear it.
Yeah.
Okay. Just add it in with a needle. It's easy enough to do to your cloak. Kind of just tacked in amongst the fluff of your fur cloak. Is there anything else you folks wish to do on your way out?
Um.
I'm gonna head to the den.
Okay. So let me double check and make sure I was using that page to make all of the,
Did anybody else want to do anything in here before we leave?
I mean, not really. My characters probably had more than enough to think about.
Okay.
We could XP farm.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys head back to Grisham's den. I don't know how well you can see on that page. I think that torch covers most of the page. You are in the den.
See that page.
Go ahead and what do you want to do, Panzer?
I'll take a look around.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an observance check.
Refresh again.
Did it pop up?
Go ahead. I'm looking down. That's a 16. Okay. Looking into the back of the cave and Grisham's things, you find a number of stacks, or I should say spots where bones were piled up in the corner. Some creatures, you recognize the distinct humanoid skulls of some elves, some humans, other creatures that you can't necessarily identify but still humanoids. He was very carnivorous, and it looks like the only reason he didn't attack you guys was because he was outnumbered.
Oh.
And a coward.
Yes.
Good old charisma saved me again.
It's a helpful stat.
I can't believe I won by 1 point on that.
It was legendary.
Okay. I'll start picking up some bones. Do I see any gear left over?
Sure. Go ahead and make another observance check to inspect the remains for items.
Ooh, could I also roll?
Sure, go ahead. You guys end up, start climbing through bones, various pieces of hide and skin.
Did it come up?
I got I think I got Panzer with a 16 here.
Okay.
But this first one before that was Samal, so I think you need to roll it again.
Okay.
There we go. Natural 16. Total of 19 for Panzer. Samal with a 13. Did Oliver or Skygazer wish to dig into the piles of bones?
Nope, that's all y'all.
I think I will just no.
Okay.
All right, let's see what I got. My natural 16.
Looking through the piles, you know what? For the fact of making this interesting, I'm going to go ahead and just use an online loot table.
Yay.
Because I didn't have anything story planned in here. So.
I could always just find a crystal in here, right?
I mean, maybe. We'll see what comes out. What the heck?
I could always use another black crystal.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, this thing just totally only uses gold pieces. Okay. You find.
There's two people that were searching for stuff.
Yep. Samal, you find a purse,
Oh,
a leather-bound purse. It has 70 gold pieces in it.
Wow.
Yeah,
ooh.
it's got some stuff. It looks like it might have been forgotten under a pile, but as things were eaten, it was just all stacked and condensed
And
in
for
here.
Yeah.
So this is probably the small fortune of a couple 20 or so people.
I'm gonna put that in my inventory. You said leather purse.
Yep, a
With
leather pouch with 20 gold pieces in it. Or I'm sorry,
pouch,
70 gold pieces.
and then
that's
I'll
a
put
lot of gold.
70 gold. And I can, guys, I'll put this in our collection once we actually like get back to the cart and stuff.
Well, that's nice of you.
I'm gonna keep. I'll keep the leather pouch though. You guys can't have that. You guys can have the gold.
I mean, you should at least keep 10 on you. At least 5.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that then. Yeah.
Okay.
And was it you that I had a written contract with?
That
Don't.
was me.
No, that
Oh,
was yeah.
gotcha. Thank you.
That was the ass.
I forgot about that.
Okay.
So just put my share against the tab or the contract or whatever.
Panzer, you do find a nice little hoard of lapis lazuli.
Oh wow.
Digging through the various piles of stuff, you find. Let's see here. That is worth. Let's see here. So one is worth about 35. Give me a second. Let's see here. You find 57 lapis lazuli in a little pouch made out of some kind of hide. This looks like it was probably Grisham's personal store of valuable gems.
All right.
And the last item you find is a small it looks like some kind of oyster shell compact. You open it up and it's got a mirror inside of it. What else it held in there before looks like it probably dried up, got wet, and ran away. But it looks like something that a lady would have carried to do some kind of makeup or something. But it's a mirror in a nice seashell case. And according to your, value of items, you can roll an observance check if you wish, or a knowledge check to determine its barter and trade value.
I need someone to remember 57 luckies because I can't.
I
Okay.
can add it to your inventory.
Thank you.
Which is an interesting mishmash of items.
It's next to, I think it's my stats
Oh yeah, I'll do
where
that
gold
there.
goes,
Attributes and abilities go down.
and I already have 5.
Okay, so you would have 63 or 62 because there were 5. So your store of lapis goes up.
Okay.
I'll
burn a point.
Okay. So with a 22, you get the idea that a fine shell crafted into a small compact like this, if it was cleaned up and refilled with some kind of makeup or pigment for something like a lady would take, probably something like this could probably be sold for about 2,500 copper pieces. Or
Oh wow.
it's
That's pretty good.
equivalent in I'm sorry, wait a minute, no. I'm doing my conversion rates wrong, I think. $25, 250. Yeah, 2,500 copper pieces. Or, you know,
Is that good?
some equivalent. Yes, it's about 25 gold pieces and its
Oh, wow.
highest value. About $2,500, give or take.
Yeah.
You know, if it's, you know, not cleaned, you know, it maybe would sell for a little bit, you know, a few hundred less, but worth quite a handful of gems in the long run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably,
Definitely.
looking at that, you're probably looking at about, let's see here, probably around 50 lapis, give or take.
Worth? Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
about 50 lapis worth if this is restored to its former glory.
Thanks for putting it in Panzer terms.
Yeah, put it in Panzer terms for you. It took me a second.
I don't know anything about that copper.
Yeah.
Uh,
Other than that,
Cool. I'm gonna also just grab a bunch of bones.
Okay. There is a limit to how many you can carry.
Of course.
Technically, you guys are, you know, carrying loot out with you, so you're kind of overburdened at the moment. You'll have to drop them if you want to do any fighting without problems.
That's fine. I'm just gonna be eating some on the way.
They are not eating suitable for Panzer, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
No, they're way too old, and they've already got enough teeth marks from something else chewing what can be chewed off of it. It's like sloppy seconds from Grisham. Yeah.
Anything that could be used as a weapon? Or
Since you're asking, go
husk?
ahead and roll another observance check.
Used to be either a weapon or maybe an exoskeleton that I could use as a shield.
Okay.
Just before I roll.
17.
I've been rolling really good.
It is pretty good.
I mean, my observance is like +2.
Yeah. You have been rolling pretty darn well this session for observance, considering.
Usually my rolls are really low on observance.
You do find a serrated edge of some kind of claw. Looks like it could be from some kind of overgrown crab. It may make a decent blade if crafted by the right person.
Okay.
It's not unlike something that you would have seen used for, like the first thing you think of is it would have made a good scythe tool if, you know, you were back in your home country. If one of your people found something like this, they would have used this for mowing the lawn. They would have, you know, torn it in half, sharpened up the edges, polished it, mounted it on a big stick, and used it to mow the lawn.
I'm kind of the lines of "get over here."
Oh, I see.
Probably useful for that too.
It's like a kunai with chain, is what you're saying.
Yeah. That's probably my plan for it.
So, I will say this: it's not the full claw; it's only one half, so it's not like you're going to be able to throw it and grasp onto something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but sharpen it the right way, and it can have what's the word for it? Barbs on it.
Well, actually, if depending on the shape of it, if you kind of whittle it and give it a good hook, you can. And you said you want to still undo the get over here thing. If you have a good enough hook, you could hook into somebody's side and then pull them over.
Like I said, put in the hands of the right craftsman, you could probably get whatever you wanted made out of it.
Oh wow! Okay.
But its limit,
Cool.
its size max for this claw is about 2 feet wide.
Okay. Oh, actually, that's plenty of room to do that then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
if you got a good craftsman, yeah.
Could you just text that to me or put it in chat?
I can put it in your inventory,
Okay, that's fine.
or
I
I
don't
can
want you
I
to
can
have
put
to
it
go
in
through-
items. I can put it in items.
Okay,
I'll
thank
put
you.
it in handout. Giant crab claw 1/2. Dee. 1/2 of the claw of a giant crab. Useful for crafting a tool or weapon. Period. There we go. All right. Anything else from you guys that you want to do?
I mean,
I got more than I
I'm-
was expecting.
yeah, same. I wasn't expecting to get this much gold. Like, I'm definitely giving this to the party purse. Like, that's pretty good.
I mean, I didn't expect you guys to go back anyway, but you know, rewards for being thorough.
Yeah. Yes, so.
All right. So, you guys end up leaving the caves then?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Heading up back through the city of Moravanka. Do you guys decide to do any stopping there, or do you just pick up your carts and your allies and continue going?
Oh wait, so we're at our carts now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to deposit. Panzer, how much did you say I should hold on? 10?
Yeah, 10 or 5. 5 at the lowest. 10 is a good
Okay,
number.
so I'll drop off 60 into our thing. So now we have 71 gold into the cash.
All right. I believe you have the ability to
And then
edit
I'll
the party's
lower.
purse.
Yeah, I did.
So-
And then I'm going to lower the amount I have on me then. So now I have 10 on me.
Okay.
I just wanted to show you something.
Oops, I
I-
dragged you guys to the wrong map.
Okay, yeah, it updated. So now we have 71 gold in the party purse.
That's the wrong map again. Where the heck? There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Lad.
All right, so you're back in Moravanka. Is there anything else you wish to do while you're in that underground city?
Yeah.
For a bit of lore dump on you guys, the Deep Elves are known as assassins. So things that come to mind are stealth equipment and exceptionally sharp weapons.
Oh, wait. Okay, Panzer. So here's the thing. You said you wanted to go with the. I don't know if you are or not, but if you do go with the grapple thing, this would be the place to do it. Like this would probably be the best chance of getting like a smith with the right skills to get what you're looking for.
Yeah, but it's probably going to take a couple of days for it to get done. And
True.
this is not the kind of place that I would like to stay more than a day.
I can't. You're not wrong. Yeah, I see your point.
But I will check the shops carefully. I'll put up I put my gym purse in my chest.
Okay. You head through the underground spotlight lit city. The
Where's Chief?
giant spotlight oil lamps high above illuminate the streets and the archways of this underground city carved into the stalagmites and stalactites. You head to the bazaar. It is once again crowded with mostly the Deep Elves, but some people of other races here on visiting terms. What kind of equipment are you looking for specifically at the moment?
Um,
They probably have really nice mining equipment.
Oh, true.
huh. Um, weird question. Is there a church?
Without fail. Always Panzer that asks. um, there is no church here.
Okay.
There is the religious affiliation of the Deep Elves in this city seems to be non-existent. You even ask around a couple of people, and they just look at you like, "You serious? It's for the surface dwellers."
Okay. I will go into a. Do I see a bookshop?
Go ahead and roll an observance check. That is an 11. You do find a shop that deals in papers, some secondhand books and scrolls, but mostly they're a writing instrument dealer. It's kind of a catch-all for any kind of scribe and or written materials.
Okay.
Walking inside, it is a dark elf male owner. He is sitting here, by the looks of it, copying down a script by hand. You are unable to read the Elvish script that it is, but he's basically copying something, and just sitting over it with his glasses, got an oil lamp. It's a very darkly lit shop, being as that one, it's already underground, and everything is lit by oil. You can still smell the scent of the ozone or the leftover soot in the air from all of the flames that keep the underground here lit. And he puts down his quill for a moment, powders the paper, looks up over it after he sets it aside. What can I do for you?
Hello. I was looking for mainly information.
Information is not something I typically deal with, but maybe I might know what you're looking for. What?
Have you heard the word Morklin?
Morklin. Let me roll a dice out of game here for you. I can't say the name sounds familiar. I could always look through what I have here. And he goes across the room, kind of has a wheeled chair, kind of rolls across to the secondhand bookshelf, starts to dig around, and
Did you put glue on it already? Is it ready for the paper?
he's looking through various books on the shelf. Doesn't find anything in the books. Starts digging around through what appears to be a wooden crate full of old, odd manuscripts, some sections of scrolls and whatnot. Does come up with an odd piece of paper. You find an illustration partially obscured mostly burnt. It's just the corner of a manuscript. Speaking of oceanic charts and whatnot, looks like it was part of a scroll at one time. But a fire has eaten away most of the illustration. It's just an odd piece, just kind of thrown on the side. But since it may have some kind of monetary value, since it appears to be a written word, it's been saved and forgotten in this pile of secondhand junk. But you do see some kind of illustration of water, some sort of robes, very similar to the monk-esque wrappings that Elo Natsurai wore. Not the same colors or specific styles, but noticeably some kind of martial artist. Loose-fitting garments. And the eyes are illustrated to have some kind of glow about them, but you get about half the face, one arm, half the torso, a leg, and some description of oceanic charts. And that's about it on what you have. It looks like it was one chunk fraction of one page and the beginning of a second page with an illustration on it. And that's about all you get. But it does mention where he's looking for a term Morklin. It mentions that Morklin was the captain of the Barge of the Dead.
No. Okay. And the bin that it was in is pretty tarnished, right?
It's an old wooden crate, basically, with all kinds of old manuscripts, papers, anything written, various different languages, just kind of all piled in here. It's secondhand garbage, basically. A lot of it shows some fire damage.
I take out a citron.
Okay.
How much?
Value of a citron off the top of your head, quick. I don't have the thing open.
Neither do I, and I can't really open it.
Okay, let me go open it then.
I got to a point that I have all my action
Okay,
buttons.
got it. Yeah, I know how that feels. Putting them all on the screen. He looks at the citrine. Dark elves are known for their appreciation of jewels. Being a foreigner, he appreciates that. He's like, that'll suffice quite nicely. Thank you, actually. Slides across the bit of manuscript. Even pulls out a piece of cloth and lays it out with a dowel and rolls it up so it's nicely protected and ties it shut for you, kind of like a makeshift scroll. But it's protected, it's well kept, and he gladly accepts the small value of about $20 for this little piece of information.
I am Panzer. I thank you for your trade.
I am Fanine. A pleasure doing business with you.
Likewise.
Likewise.
Knowledge is always in.
Now I have to add yet another character sheet to the NPCs. Curse you guys. I hate having to do this on the fly.
If I find any manuscripts or anything of importance, anything I should look for to bring back for you.
Well, I always appreciate gathering information and spreading it around. There's not a huge demand for it down here. I make most of my living as a scribe, copying down manuscripts. But occasionally I have benefactors who like to expand their libraries. So, if you find something that you think I might enjoy, feel free to bring it, and we can see what you think. Or, what it is.
I'm probably about to ruin this friendship. Okay. Isn't there anybody else in the store?
Are you asking him specifically, or are you looking around?
I'll ask him specifically.
I do operate alone. I will state ahead of time that I really don't have all that much of value.
Oh, nothing like that. Do you have a hunter of your race who has a weapon with a black crystal on it?
I can't.
I pull out my spear, similar to this.
I can't say that I've ever heard of a. I know we have a reputation for assassins with the overworld. I can't say that I have had any personal dealings. There was a family a few hundred years back that were known to carry onyx-adorned weapons. But I can't say that there are any of them around anymore. Their home burned down in a fire about 250 years ago.
I see. Well, since you do spread knowledge, maybe you could spread a little knowledge about I'm looking for someone that holds a gem inside their weapon.
Would it be better for me to keep my ear to the ground rather than say someone's obviously looking for a specific weapon? I
am a little bit brash sometimes.
I
appreciate it. Thank
tend
you.
to appreciate a little bit more subtleness, and I don't want to get myself in trouble, obviously. But I'm more than happy to deal in information if I hear anything. Thinking of that, there is a lady across town. She deals in secondhand weapons. If any of the pieces owned by that family are still in circulation in this particular city, this would probably be one of the cities to look, and she would probably be able to supply you if there were any.
I place down another citron and slide it over. It is really nice to meet you. You've been very helpful. I thank you.
Give me 1 second.
Do you mind taking off 2 citron off of my sheet?
Yeah, I can do that for you.
Thank you. Sorry for hogging the time.
No, you're fine. I like listening in the background.
It's
What?
It is kind of fun to just sit back and enjoy a story sometimes.
It is like I'm actually thoroughly enjoying this. Like, carry on.
I actually have to bring up my. Let's see here. Okay. I'm gonna have to save this page because it's an amazing dictionary for the Elvish language. Jordan's texting me. What the heck?
Another one of those in here, right?
Yes.
Okay, whatever. The name of the woman who deals in weapons. I have to finish up. Fanine's character sheet here quick.
I'm going to wet the whole thing and then just freeze it.
Okay, he's done. Good. Good. Save that. Close. I have so many mysterious notes open. Why? I don't understand.
Mysterious notes.
Yeah, I
You don't
know.
even know that.
I look
Yeah,
over your shoulder.
I just I'm gonna put that under Samal's inventory. Fanine goes into NPCs. I'm gonna have to sort these
Hey, what
in
happened?
alphabetical. The edit for the Wind of Hindsight is under your character inventory and the character.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Let's
Forgot
see
about it.
here. Character. There we go.
I'm gonna turn it so I can get it back.
Oh dang! Everyone got really quiet.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
I've been just kind of listening
Oh,
in,
yeah.
laying down, relaxing.
There we go. There we go. Why did that? Oh. Okay, I got Roll20 lag. Sorry. So the woman that Fanine sends you to. Okay. I don't know what's going on, but I have to refresh my page. Give me a second.
Okay.
Roll20 was lagging like crazy. It was like taking forever for me to drag something across the screen.
Oh.
There we go. Sends you to Sangayando, a woman who deals in weapons across the across the place. Oliver, you would know that that name in Elvish means dealer of wounds. Quite literally,
pretty cool name.
her name is basically weapons dealer. So, is there anything else you wish to do before you leave Fanine's house or shop?
I do tip him.
Okay. Oh yeah, the extra citrine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and subtract 2 off of that. So you go down to 61. Got it. Done. Done editing that. All right. So, back out in the street, you have your little scroll with its information added to your character's inventory. Do you wish to visit Sangyang?
The weapons?
Sangayando?
Yes.
Okay. Moving your way through the bazaar, everyone had already indicated that they're keeping their purses close to their chests and everything. So you don't run into any problems like that. It is pretty crowded. What animals there are down here strongly seem insectoid or reptilian. Very squeaky clean, Rydok. Squeaky clean.
Sorry.
No, it's hilarious. I thought I was like, is he doing the clown honk with the straw on his
Yeah,
thing, or what is that? I realized he's wiping down a mirror or something. I'm like, okay, this is hilarious.
I'm moving and we're cleaning up the place before
Oh,
we
cool.
get completely out of here.
Yeah. So you do go across town. eventually you find the shop. It is a stone alcove carved out of the side of one of these giant stalagmites. And there is a little red overhang propped up by some, long metal rods out front. Kind of gives a, desert bazaar kind of feeling. But it's mostly just as decoration. And in Elvish script across the front of it, it does say weapons dealer. Entering in, there is a woman, kind of adorned in golden coins draped from threads and ribbons across of her head. Long robes, kind of like Samal wears, have little bits of gold thread woven into them, and a number of various gold coins and symbols adorn various bits of her clothing and robes that flow down. She sits at a desk. She carries a long, thin pipe, and she is smoking that, as well as the heavy scent of incense is in the air. Since I'm presuming that Ryadoc has muted himself because of noise in the background.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. As the four of you step into this shop, she greets you in common and welcomes you. Good evening. And how
Good evening.
could I supply weapons and or means of maiming your enemies today? Just kind of
I was
sips on the end of her
check.
pipe.
I was checking if you had a weapon from a what was it? A family that is long since passed,
There are
about
many.
100 years ago.
I have some weapons from old families that I have accumulated. Is there any specific identifier that you know of?
Is it okay if I unsheath my weapon without raising suspicion?
That is allowed.
Thank you. I take my spear out
Okay.
and I point to the shard. Any weapons that look similar to a shard like that?
She reaches down next to her seat and rings a little bell. A couple of chain goblins comes out. They have chains around their ankles.
Oh,
They look like they've been, beaten up a couple times. Some of them have notches out of their ears, cuts on their faces. They don't look like they're treated very well. But they are goblins in elvish society, so that's almost to be expected.
look at Oliver.
She looks down at them. Oliver, you can tell that in goblin she says, "Weapons with black stones in them. Search now. Go." And it sounds very guttural to you, Panzer. It almost as harsh as a language could be, coming from the elegant lips of an elf, let alone any other humanoid. Both of them scurry off amongst other, corners of the shop, some of them searching in boxes. You can hear other things clanging, boxes being opened up and closed. Both of them kind of yelling in goblin back and forth at each other. They start to accumulate a pile of items. A lot of daggers with onyx stones in them. Looks like ceremonial jeweled weapons, swords, things that wouldn't typically be used in combat because they seem to be intended for more ceremonial use. But as things are delved through and gone through, one weapon does stand out. It is a box. Looks like some kind of mahogany or maybe oak,
I
stained
love that word.
red. I know, right?
Mahogany.
Mahogany. On a stick. No, but the when the box is opened up, you see what looks like a series of chains and rings. On the back of this piece, it's adorned. It almost looks like silver. But this piece is a dual set, and you see 2 onyx stones. And from the various chains moving forward, you see a long coil of thread. The thread, upon closer inspection, is steel wire, and it looks like there's probably about 50 feet of steel wire on each of these. And upon closer inspection, you realize these are wire gauntlets. This is a weapon that only the most skilled assassin would be capable of using.
Wait, so I'm there, right?
You are.
Okay. Just for a little bit of context. So are we talking like brawlers gauntlets or like
You could
swift and quick gauntlets?
you pick up them and they don't look like a full glove.
Okay.
But as you put your hand through it and the rings, it's like there's a ring for, you know how your fingers have 3 sections on them and your thumb has 2?
Yeah.
There's a tip ring for every finger, and then
Oh.
there's rings that go around every other section of your finger so that you can flex it. You have a total of 3 rings on every major finger, and your thumb ring has 2. And the
Okay.
rings on the tips are closed, and that's where these wire chains or wires are connected. And the chains
Oh.
connect each segment, and then the back of the palm is a large section where there is onyx, a large onyx stone set in the back of each of these. And as you pick it up, the threads dangle off the ends of your fingertips, and you rub your finger on one of them, and it's actually sharp enough it slices your hand open.
Oh.
These are something that you would have to have a very specific kind of control to use, but these are a pristine assassin's tool.
Wait. So you said it dangles, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm
Unfortunately, Panzer, you do not see any of the death shards that you've been looking for. A lot
Okay.
of onyx adorned weapons, especially since dark elves are known for loving and working with jewels. A lot of their weapons have jewels, and especially onyx is a popular jewel to put into a weapon.
Wait, so
While he's looking through the stuff,
Mhm.
I kind of just sit down and meditate
Okay.
and looking for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you do not sense a death gem other than ones that have already been mentioned in
Right.
the nearest, as far as your senses can reach.
Okay, cool. Just
So
want to check while I'm here.
I have a question about these.
Okay.
Could these gauntlets technically work with like my wind thing?
You could try. It is unsure whether or not it would have worked for
Because
you. But
yeah, because you said they were flowing or like at least dangling.
yeah, you could try. As you're examining them, thinking about it, she looks at you. An exceptionally rare piece and very expensive, I'm afraid. That is true silver.
Oh wow.
The
I
entire
see.
piece, and quite dangerous.
I see.
The item itself will never need to be repaired. The benefit of having true silver. And entirely unbreakable.
Yeah. What kind of cost are we talking? Just for the rest of the team. It's mostly just to know, okay, I'm not going to spend like 20 platinum.
I would say 'tis an heirloom piece.
See.
I would put the cost
These
at
work well.
15 platinum.
Sheesh. Wow.
I will say this much out of game because it does matter.
Okay.
Ezra, I know you're muted right now.
Ezra.
Are you there?
I am here. I am taking care of stuff. Anyways, what's up?
This weapon, because you have a proficiency with all weapons and precision specifically, you would be able to wield this weapon better than most people would be able to. Plus,
That is correct, and
you have assassin skills as well. So I'm just saying.
that is true.
But he is also
Yes, and I am also in debt to Panzer right now, and I have no idea how much gold that
that is
I would
worth
got.
15 platinum, so
15 platinum would
I
be
know I heard that part.
150 gold pieces.
Yeah, and I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
That's what I spent on, basically what I spent on the book. And really that's what I owe Panzer, unless there's less of that now.
yeah, no, I place it back and
Actually, hold on a second.
What?
Hold on a second. I mean, theoretically, would I be able to trade the book for the gauntlets, or what? They're gauntlets, right? Or are we talking something
technically
else?
speaking, yeah, they're gods.
Yep. We can call them gauntlets for now. It's fine. I don't have a specific name for them. You could attempt to trade the book for it.
Okay.
So I will say this, okay? You do know of a dealer of books in the town.
That is true.
You would probably have a better chance of bartering off a book with him than you would with a weapons dealer. And then turn around and use the currency to purchase these if you wish. That's an option. You could try to barter directly with the weapons dealer. Be my guest. I don't care. Just a suggestion.
That would be really
Now
smart.
I see what you're saying. If I can get, because it looks like 250 gold is what that book is. The Book of Demonic Curses is worth.
Yep.
At least that's what I spent on it.
It is a very expensive book.
You know what? Let's actually see what I can do with that. I'm gonna.
We may end up needing that book though.
Yeah, I don't know. See, here's the thing.
I mean,
So far,
that's
I
my
don't.
only thought on that.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not sure how much here's the thing. The gauntlet for later on would probably be extremely useful. I won't deny that. Especially for like some things that could happen. A lot of outcomes that could probably be really nice to have. But at the same time, I have to agree that the book is probably gonna. I don't know if it'll directly affect lore, but it can definitely help maybe with some backstory or even just helping our characters like
Get out of
discover certain
curses.
things.
Get
Exactly.
out of curses.
That too,
That's
yeah.
the only
Just
thing I'm
the
thinking.
simple way. Yeah.
That's the only reservation I would have with it, because otherwise, like,
To be honest, I don't know if it's even if that book sells for like a crap ton, I still think it's honestly worth that or more of what it's actually worth.
I lean over when we're talking about the book, and I'm like, hey, can you see if the Candyman's on that?
now that you mention it, because he did sign that contract in blood. Okay. Okay. I pull out the Book of Demonic Curses. And I Joey, I'm gonna roll. Is it knowledge
Sure.
Probably
or
observe.
So
is it observance for reading the book?
yeah, you end up setting out back outside. You know, setting aside the weapons and stuff. There's some stalls outside where people can set up. Lily ends up, buying some coffees, and everyone sits down to rest for a while you go ahead and go through the book looking for mentions of the Candyman or anything
I would
else.
like to help him.
Yeah, go ahead and
I'd like to assist.
assist. I'm gonna say you have to assist with disadvantage since your reading skills are limited. So go ahead and assist, but use your disadvantage roll.
My regular roll, I would already have advantage on helping.
Okay.
Leadership.
Yep, go ahead.
And this would be observance.
This would be an
Or knowledge.
observance or a knowledge check, your choice.
Oh, good. Let me just see which one's better. Wait, are they both the same for me?
Might be. That's a common situation for
They're
some
both
players.
the same for me.
Am I able just to boost his knowledge stat
Or his observance?
through leadership?
Yeah, I
sorry.
would say that's fine if you wish to. You can use a charisma roll for that.
Yeah, I'd rather do that. And he's using
I
knowledge.
just need
or
some
was
knowledge
it-
roll.
Are you using knowledge or observance?
I just used knowledge.
Okay, so go ahead and boost his knowledge stat. So that will be a 17, so that's a +3 to his 14, which would be a 17. Let's see here. You have a pretty good chance of finding something. All right, 13. You beat the standard. Okay. You look
I can
through. You
remember
don't
study.
find any mentions of the Candyman specifically by name, but as you're looking through various illustrations of other demons, devils, things that have been cited in the 17,102 years that this world has been around since the known recorded history accumulated in this book, you do find an illustration of a devil, a minor demon, if you will, that deals in trivial pleasures and addictions. And he is known for making trivial contracts and finding ways to exploit people's desires in ways that otherwise would be their most weakest points. He's good at finding out what your weak point is and exploiting it. And yeah, he's known for causing people minor suffering. You get the idea that Udon's situation would be something that he would have a hand in and enjoy and take pleasure in.
I'm not sure if I'd be I'm not sure if I'm thankful or upset that I am not playing Fred Barnaby right now.
Does it say anything on defeating or a weakness?
For this one, there's really not so much like instructions on what their weakness could be. This book is more an accumulation of knowledge of what is known about them. Not so much people that have faced off against him and faced him in combat. So other than the standard demonic weaknesses against spiritual, not holy, but spiritual things, you don't know what this demon could be weak against, per se.
And does it... And what was the specific name it's under?
Oh my goodness. I'll bet you his weakness is selfless acts of love.
Let me see here quick. Do. Okay. His name mentioned in the book is Parva Voluptas. Which Oliver, once it's mentioned to you, you do understand that that name literally means small pleasure. And adding another permanent character sheet to the list.
Well, let's be honest. He's gonna come up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, not so permanent.
Anyway, what else? Where did we need?
There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and put that into known enemy types. So
Is there a large, somewhat like castle-like?
really good series. And then she also has another series about superheroes with society, kind of. But it's like there's this one girl who's like a supervillain and one guy who Isaiah, your roommate's very loud.
Oh no, that's my sister. I will mute myself.
Okay. Like half of my crew is muted right now. More than half. Anyway, that's the information you find out about Parva for basic shortening of name. Anything else you guys wish to know?
Is there
I
any
don't-
castle-like thing outside? Building? Simple? Where a king would be, or a ruler?
From what you understand of culture here, the Deep Elves do not believe in like high kingdom type, no monarchs. They do have some nobles, and it's based entirely off of familial power and size. Basically, the largest families are the ones that rule. The smaller your family is, the lesser you are. Though, depending on what wealth you hold, you could, make a better living for yourself. You get the idea that Udon, being that he's lost his family, he's probably the lowest of the low down here.
Right.
Yeah.
Is he nearby?
He was
Is
not
he
allowed
following us?
into the store, but he is at the coffee table with you all.
Okay. Who has the highest power here?
We need power.
Yeah.
Give me a second here. I gotta edit the cash in the party's purse. 2 silver gets subtracted for Lily buying everyone coffee.
So yeah, what do you mean by power?
Power.
Like-
So there's royalty.
Oh, and
There's
like
not.
who's the most powerful? I'm like lower than dirt. My character,
Oh,
probably.
no.
That might actually be my character.
I'm
That
asking
might
the dark
actually be mine.
elves.
I mean, unless Oliver's got a higher rank than I do.
Oh, you're asking the dark elf. Oh.
In this town.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the party. I'm like, oh, if we're talking about party, then I ain't up there.
Well, I dare say probably, well, in this particular city, the Yakuza actually have a pretty strong influence.
Really? Where are they located?
They operate mainly out of the hospital, but they do have a mansion across town.
Which way's to the hospital?
If it's all the same to you, I'd rather not go anywhere near there.
It's okay. Just point me in the direction.
Do you see, he points off to the left, deeper into the caverns, do you see that massive spire back there? The one that goes ceiling to floor?
That's the hospital?
Yes, well, there's a lot of ailments underground that, aren't exactly the most comforting. It's not the greatest place for mammals to live.
I start heading that direction. Thank you.
I follow Panzer.
And I'm just kind of skipping away towards there.
Okay.
I come right up behind you. Panzer, I'm going with you just as a extra layer of assistance.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
You arrive at the hospital. The entrance is well kept and cleaned. It's not like the cleanliness of a modern day hospital. It is more like, what's the word for it? A business entrance. It is simple, quaint. There are a number of doors leading off to various wings, some stairs going up to a second floor where you imagine more access to higher floors available. There is a gentleman at the counter. He appears to be a deep elf. Has very dark eyes, but otherwise a clean cut robes. Little bit of a pointed shoulders kind of situation. And
Okay.
looks at you and he says, do we have an appointment? Or is this a last minute ailment?
Well, it's multiple things, but I'd like to do business first.
Oh, my apologies. Which one of you has the authority with us?
Which would be me. And I step forward and I kind of flash the ring.
My apologies, I did not recognize you. Please, this way.
Thank you.
He leads you through back room, kind of hand signals for another one of the elves in the back to take his place. There are some back areas where some paperwork is being done. You're led through them. Some people you can see through various open wings are in hospital beds. You see a lot of people being treated for fungal infections, a lot of coughing. You get the idea that miner's lung is or a black lung is a problem down here because of all the soot and the oil burning. Eventually, you're taken up a series of stairs. Did you have something before that?
Yeah, I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
At a game, end game, just refreshing my memory. The Yakuza did send a hospital to my neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just double checking.
Yeah.
Refreshing my memory.
Biological reference for Skygazer, just so that you know. You are familiar with various diseases because of your background. Black lung, a common occurrence of living in the underground like this, is an uncurable disease. Most of these people are just here on their deathbeds. And from the information and whatnot that you guys have, you would know that, specifically you, Skygazer, would know that these people are simply here to be exploited for their source of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You're taken up a series of stairs where the decorations change from clean hospital to a luxurious aristocracy. What were clean stone floors turn into dimly lit, velvet-lined gold and silver adornment along the walls. Gold leaf, lots of full-sized portraits of lots of people who appear to be deep red eyes and pale skin, many of which appear to be elf, but not all are. You are led into a sitting room where you see a number of dark elf and one human person, all of which have the same red eyes. Skygazer, you know that you are in a den of vampires. And though
Awesome.
these are all of the Yakuza family, you understand to a point that that is simply a name of association. These people could be of all various different familial backgrounds.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But they're all sitting here. One of them painting a picture, the other one sipping a glass of what would have been wine, but is most doubtedly some kind of vintage blood. The others look like they're playing a game of chess at a small side table. The one who's an artist ignores you. The two playing chess ignore you pretty much. They just glance upon your entry but don't want to lose focus from their game. And the third one, who's sitting back basically watching the others, kind of leans his head. He's the human of the group. Looks at you and says, well, it's not every day we have guests, especially from the surface. Welcome. Can I get you something to drink?
Yes. If you don't mind, I think I'll take a vintage or just a blood of some sort.
Oh, come now. You know we have better sources than that. Give me a race, an age, please. Something to go by. What's your flavor?
A race or an age? Well, let's see. You got some. Let's see. Well, what's a pretty good? What do you think is a good refined, well-aged blood type I can
Are
get?
you asking me out of game? There is a
I-
level of
y-
dignity.
You know what?
Yeah, there is a
there-
level of
you know-
dignity that you want to hold.
That is true. Yes. Okay. What is? Because I know there are elves in this place.
Elves have a very, very deep aged flavor. Comparative to modern wines, younger grapes would be humans. Exotic flavors would be various other animal races. Dwarves has a very extreme, robust, almost bites you like whiskey kind of flavor. Age and sex matters as well. So use your creativity.
Let her do anything. It doesn't matter.
Well, let's see. I think I'll go with a somewhere around the age of 500, male, if at all possible, elf. I know we have a lot of elves here, so
Gets up, goes to a kind of a wine shelf on the edge of the room, looks through the bottles, picks one off. He said,
Well, I am 236.
pulls it off the shelf. It's got the whole wine treated thing. You get the idea that there are special anticoagulants that are added to these to give them extended life. And he sits there and he's like, "Do you take it straight or do you wish to have alcohols thin it out?"
I'll just take it straight.
Classics. It just kind of
Indeed.
pours it, pans her. You get that very rich iron flavor scent on the air, and Skygazer, you are handed a wine goblet with a very viscous scent of it's almost like a breath of fresh air combined with a flower garden and the sweat of a hard day's work.
Yes. Thank you so much. I haven't had good wine, excuse me, a good blood in a very long time. I've been licking my own blood for a while because I've been wounding myself and sprouting wings. So,
Oh, well, if that's the case, then enjoy. So,
I will.
to what do we owe this esteemed honor of your presence today?
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
you see, I've got my friend Panzer's his name here. He would like to discuss some things with you.
It's not very often we make errands for our manservants, but to each their own entertainments. Tell me, what is it you need, lizard man?
Hello, I'm from the Primordials, and the last hospital I went to, was it Dry Gulch? Yeah.
What are you referring to? I'm presuming
Last
you're
time I was
asking.
at the hospital, and I
That,
traded plants.
that would have been in Shrakar.
Okay.
Yep.
And Shakar, you may not be interested in these plants, but they were, and they were happy. I take out 2 plants of mind altering, 2 plants of aphrodisiac, 2 plants of bone set.
Hmm. Looks at the mind-altering herbs. He looks over at one of the others playing chess. Taline, would you come look at these, please? Sighs. Moves his rook. Check. And he gets up, walks across the room, and the other one just sits there. Fuck. And just sits there, other one picks up, the bottle, looks at his glass, looks at the bottle, just drinks straight out of the bottle for a second. Very unseemly display. And sits back in his chair and just stares at the chessboard like he's just utterly just pissed right
Defeated.
now. And he comes over, looks at the plants. They're well cared for and very rare. These don't grow underground. You have a green thumb, my green friend.
That's not all I have. And I kind of just flick my eye.
Unless you actually activate the ability, no one notices anything particular.
Okay.
Though it would be considered extremely
Offensive if I stared at him.
antagonistic. Like
Of
you're trying to
course.
start a fight if you try to activate it. So I'm just saying.
Right. And I was not trying to do that.
Yeah. He looks at the wand of mind manipulation and he's like, I'd be willing to buy this off of you. We could use these down here quite easily, actually. I'm presuming you already have relations with us, especially with our friend here.
Yes, before I've met my friend here.
Oh. Well, in that case, rather than it going to a familial account, we'll pay you in the standard currency. Walks across the room, picks his jack up out the back of a leather-bound chair, and reaches in the pocket and pulls out 2 of those coins that you guys were given.
That's exactly what I wanted.
Puts it on the table. Just takes the wands of mind control, but he's like, this is, as I'm sure you understand, worth its value, I'm sure.
It is.
Now, if you don't mind, I have someone to kick in the butt. Or the teeth. And he's like, oh, fuck off! He's just sitting in the chair, just kind of sitting there, and he's just looking, and he's like, oh, come now. Be a good sport. Sits down, takes his own little glass, sips it a little bit. And the guy looks for just a split second, looks at the guy across from him, moves a piece, and he's like, hey, what do you think of that? And he's sitting there, and he's like, damn. And you realize this game has probably been going back and forth for probably a week and a half now. These guys take long enough to move that, this game is an ever continuous, battle back and forth.
So it's like a game of Axis and Allies.
Pretty much.
Yes.
You have your
I guess
coins.
I'll put these other 4 away. I'm assuming not interested. Good to know for future.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have that in items? Let's see here. The Raven coin. I'll edit that. Party currently has 3.
Wait, so Panzer, do we need those?
Okay, at a game, I'm planning to start a war later. I'm
Oh,
going to be
okay.
hiring them.
Oh, and so you're trying to gain like
Reputation.
yeah, reputation, trust. Okay, I like that. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you for the insight.
Yes.
Business done. Skygazer, you're about half done with your glass by now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been an entertaining display.
There is one more thing. I had a question.
I am always happy to answer questions to friends. Kind of takes the bottle, pours a kind of what looks like a martini glass, and hands it to you, Panzer.
Oh, sure. I love blood. I love biting the flesh of my enemies.
Well, it's not very often we have someone who doesn't flinch at the offer. Please tell me, what is your question, my friend?
May I unsheathe my weapon without disrupting the peace?
Glances at Skygazer for a moment.
Oh,
You should just smile.
I'm kind of smiling. I'm just, oh, yeah, it'll be fine. He's not intending to. He does this all the time. He's a little bit of a showboy when it comes to his weapons.
Very well, please. Kind of looks at you over the edge of his glass. Unsheath your weapon.
Shadow clone, female voice.
You're getting gay vibes off this guy.
I take a sip of my drink.
Okay.
Unsheathe my spear. I'm looking for weapons with a certain gem embedded into them, similar to this one.
May I?
It may hurt.
He stands up, sets his glass to the side, takes the spear from you. Doesn't seem to injure him to hold it at the moment.
Okay.
Though it does seem to activate like it did before. You get the sense that there is a level of resistance vampires have. He doesn't like to show off any level of pain. Looks at it, flips it over. Oh, it's not onyx. Holds it up to the fire. You can see just a glint of light as he looks through it. Because the gem is through the center of the spear of the head. So the light does slightly pass through it. There's only one person that I know of in the world who has one of these, who's at least living right now. But it will take one of those coins back, if you want to know who.
Ooh.
I understand. Knowledge is power, and power is money.
Quite.
I think I will pass. I have to get a lot of these for the future.
Planning on dropping a big favor?
Yes. Huge.
I see. Well, in that case, happy savings. Hands you back your spear, kind of brushes his hands off on his pants. You notice there is some charred skin on his hands, but he doesn't immediately say anything about it.
Say again?
His hands look like they've been charred a little bit by holding the spear.
My apologies.
No offense has been made.
Well, until next time we meet, and I finish my drink.
Okay.
I do likewise.
Pleasant visit. Have a good afternoon.
And you as well.
You end up heading back out the way you came.
Actually, wait. I was gonna say before we leave.
I was only under the assumption that Panzer and
Oh wait, was it only them?
Skygazer.
Oh wait, yeah,
because
you're right.
They were the only ones that said
Forgot
they
about
went.
that.
So I was assuming that the two of you or the rest of the party was back at the coffee shop. Still.
Okay, well anyway, I was out of game anyway. Would that information have been like, and this is really talking to the group, but would that information have been like vital? I don't know if that mattered or not. If it might not. It might
It
not.
was. It is important to me, but not as
Okay.
important as my other mission.
Okay, that's fair. I just wanted to know like where that was on the bar of importance.
It's more the equivalence of what I want and what is better for
Okay.
my
Self-interest.
godfather's
Priority.
Okay.
It's lower on your priorities list.
Okay. See, that's all I want to know. All right, carry on. Sorry.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right. So, you guys all end up reconvening back outside the weapons shop. Errand completed. Everyone has finished their coffees. Is there anything that you all would like to continue doing? Do you wish to go back into the weapon shop?
I mean, at this point, this is me mostly talking out of the game here. Does anyone think they need any like? Because at this point, I don't really think there's much of a weapon upgrade I can use at the moment. Because at this point, I haven't really been fighting. I've more so just been kind of like making you guys fight better. So I don't think I need anything.
Oh. I honestly don't need anything either.
Yeah, and I mean, I already got a bunch of gold for free. So if you guys do need anything, there as DM had said, there is more special stuff here that we don't have up on the surface. So I would say if anyone's planning on getting anything like specific that would have to do with stuff down here, I would definitely do it now because I don't know when we actually get back to here.
When you guys get back to the table and you're discussing this, Udan leans over to you and Skygazer Panzer. Did you meet with the Yakuza?
Yes, we did.
They're a dangerous bunch.
Well, they're only dangerous if you don't know how to deal with them.
I wish my family.
And if you have a lot of authority.
I wish my family would have known that before our house was burnt to the ground.
Yeah.
This triggers a little bit of a note in some of your heads. Udan has not been allowed into the stores that you have gone into because he's a notorious thief in the area. People have kept their eyes on him.
Mm-hmm.
But when you went to the book dealer, he mentioned that the most notable family of power in recent years, assassins, their home was burnt to the ground.
Oh.
And Udan just mentioned that his family had the Yakuza burn his home to the ground. The two click for those of you who were in both locations.
Yeah.
And you were sent for looking for special heritage type weapons. And the super expensive gauntlets were the ones that were brought out as being linked to heritage.
Y'all still hear me?
Yep, we can
Yeah.
hear you now.
I don't know if you say anything in the past, like, 10, 15, like, 5, 10
No,
minutes,
I
but...
was listening,
Oh, okay.
but I stepped outside. I was making sure I could still be heard.
Oh, okay.
So the plot hook is there if you guys want to take some action on it.
About the heritage?
Yes.
Wait, so what you're saying here is that down here, where we are at the moment, he's more so infamous at this point.
His
But-
family would have been a couple hundred years ago.
Okay.
They were taken out by the Yakuza, and now the Yakuza hold the highest power down here.
Okay. But is there a chance? Now I know this is kind of like super like in the future-ish, that up on the surface there are people who don't know that, and that we could technically use his position to, if you know what I'm saying.
Isn't his authority just? Sorry, is his authority just restricted though to Moravanka though?
It
Because how the family system
I'm just
works?
wondering. I don't know how. Like, I'm just wondering.
it has been a few hundred years since his family was deposed from power.
Okay.
Mhm.
And as far as you have heard from Udan, he has no more family. They
Yeah.
were, from what you can get, linking strings to strings, you guys can discern that, at one time his family were notorious assassins.
Okay.
But after being taken down by the Yakuza, basically his name would be the only thing that really would have any pull, though it would have some extra pull amongst the underground, per se, criminal sector. No one would like to come up against, whatever their family's last name is.
Okay.
Because you haven't technically asked it yet, but you have been able to put the corners together, that they're related subjects.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized. What's his name again? The kid's name?
Udan.
Udan. I just realized. Does he notice my ring at all? Because I'm still wearing that.
If he has noticed it, he hasn't led on to anything about it.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out my journal and just do a little bit of scribbling.
Okay.
When I come back, I asked Udon, why he doesn't like the Yakuza. Do you owe money?
No, they took my family about 300 years ago.
I gotcha. So I guess those gauntlets we saw in there was your family's?
What? What gauntlets?
I describe them.
That was a familial weapon. I never mastered them myself, but pretty much everyone, especially of my father and my uncles, were all skilled with them. They were deadly in the right hands. If you think that Spider Woman was dangerous, one person could pull off what she did with those.
Question for you. Are you planning on leaving after you're cured?
I mean, I don't know what else I would do. don't really have
If I were to
anything.
go in there and get them,
It would mean a lot to have them back, but I can't afford them, and I couldn't ever pay you back, I don't think.
I'm sure you can. You have a long life ahead.
Or in a different way. He can pay back in a different way too.
Compared to you, I suppose. Kind of smiles, twitches a little bit, sips his coffee, and tries to calm down. You can tell his body is not dealing with addiction rejection right now.
Right. So he's trying to grab another addiction like caffeine.
Yeah, pretty much. He's trying to.
I'd say
calm himself.
caffeine's a little easier to get off of than whatever else he was on.
Yeah.
We are almost out of root beer. Fridge does work. Maybe some water. Okay.
Well,
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Actually, if he does get the gauntlets and so he's part of our party right now, right?
Technically, for at least another week.
Okay.
'Cause
If it got
it's been he has 5 days left before his doses are finished. 2 weeks total. 3 days
Okay.
down, 4 days in, 3 days back up.
because
You're at
if
4 or 5 days left.
okay, yeah, because if he decides, or if we can somehow, or hopefully, if he personally decides to stay with us and go with us, having someone with that kind of skill would be kind of awesome.
My plan exactly. Or at
Exa-
least
yeah.
in a time of war where I need an assassin.
Yeah. That's
Even-
true.
Sorry, I'm focused on the war ahead.
No, that's fine. It makes sense.
I will free the people.
Of course.
free what people?
The Dragonborn.
Ah, okay.
So,
Hmm.
you
I
re-enter
top again.
the weapons dealer. The goblins are putting away most of the various weapons that they pulled out, but the ones that you paid attention to are still close at hand.
I would like to take a look at the gauntlet one more time.
Be my guest.
I don't have the gem. How much is the piece?
Lapis. I believe its average value. Let me see here. Game rules. Lapis average value is 35 copper pieces. It can be as high as 50 or as low as 20.
Okay. Judging between the middle and high,
You have 60.
do I have enough lapis?
You have 62 lapis right now. Let's do the average. So times 35 copper pieces puts you at 2,170. So the 2,500, if you did 50 times 62, you're looking at 3,100. So if you bartered high for it, your value is about accurate.
I drop all my lapis
Okay.
on the counter.
She looks at the gems, pulls out an examiner on a few of them, the little eyepiece. I'm going to pull up a basic character sheet here. And this is the first time I'm going to get to use my command sheet. Jeepers. Okay, where's my command sheet? I know it's here somewhere. Command sheet allows me to roll stats on the fly.
Wow.
Look at that. Okay.
Whoa.
All right, so observant stat 5. Already set. Resolve stat. Okay, set. Charisma stat's the last one I'm gonna need. Set. And oh wow, that sucks. Okay. All right. So I have a temporary character sheet set up for this particular character.
Okay.
Well, go ahead and roll a charisma stat since you're
Okay.
making an initial offer.
Okay. I am going to be using barter,
Okay. So you're burning a point.
and yep, I would like to help a friend. I will try to keep it a trend.
Ooh. That's a natural 1.
I
No, wait a
haven't
minute.
rolled yet.
That's me. That's me.
Yes.
Well, I think that's unless you somehow roll worse, which is impossible.
So I throw in the rhyme as well, Joe, for
Okay.
the +5.
So you get the +5.
Oh yeah, okay.
So 14 plus 5, 21. Looks at the gems. You know, it's been a very long time since I had someone come in here with a real appreciation for jewels. Your price is fair. Closes the box, slides it across the counter to you. Happy to do business with you.
That
Me
was
as well.
So,
Is there anything you'd be looking for in the future that I can keep my eye open for?
oh, rare weapons are always appreciated. And since you seem to be a dealer in jewels, I can keep my eyes open for nice ones in return.
Ah. So you like gems, correct?
Quite. I am Deep Elf, of course.
Of
We all do.
course. I pull out the pink one.
The pink diamond?
Yep.
Let me double check the value. Diamonds.
500 gold pieces?
Technically 50 gold. Oh, wait a minute. Does it say its specific value on there?
I can't pull it up.
Fine cut pink diamond that Panzer hold and will sit until your return. Does not have a
For some
value
reason, I thought it was
stipulated.
okay.
But a diamond is the highest value item on the list of gems. She looks at that. You even picked out my favorite color.
I love gems. They're the only currency. I don't take notice of gold, silver, and copper.
Well, what exactly would you like to buy, my friend?
If you happen to find the sword that I'm looking for, or weapon that I'm looking for, and you happen to acquire it, this is not the only gem you will receive.
Let me say this. Put that as a deposit, and I'll put one of those weapons in your hands within a month.
Sadly, it's first come, first serve.
Roll a charisma check on that one for me.
Okay. I don't mean to be rude or intrude. Natural 20.
Woo!
Wow.
And
Wow.
another natural 1! Oh my word.
She can fall for me now, right?
Yeah, you kind of see a hot and bothered quiver right there. She just,
Why do I see Panzer having a harem at the end of this campaign?
Actually.
He's got his elves, he'll have a human or two probably, and maybe a lizard folk thrown in there for good measure. Who knows, maybe all the Dragonborn ladies will fall for him and then it's all over after that.
Dwarf. Maybe he'll just have a random dwarf.
All the races.
is there a address I could personally deliver it to?
It is above ground. Would that be okay?
That's perfectly fine. I'll
Okay.
bring an umbrella.
I give the address,
All right.
and as I turn away, I says, "I'll be waiting for you."
I will, I should see you within about 3 months. It's a bit of travel time.
I understand. I'll look forward to it.
Kak, Medak! 2 goblins run back into the room. She writes down something on a set of paper, and one of them runs out the front door and down the street.
Would you like to inspect the gym one more time?
Don't try to tantalize me, please. It's only going to drive me insane. And you don't want me
Whatever do
insane.
you mean?
Oh, not in there.
I pull out the spear and show her the gem. This gem.
She looks at it, writes down a decent description of the item, and then she hands it off to the other goblin, and Madach ends up running to catch up with his friend. As you guys are walking back down the street, having struck your deal with basically promised payment after delivery of a weapon is posted, you're walking down the street, you see a jobs listed board, and you see Tach and Mudach are running around to various boards around the town, posting. You notice assassins wanted.
Oh my gosh.
You've hired a group of assassins to bring in one of the weapons for you, and you've offered a real pretty penny for it.
A literal pretty penny.
Yeah, pretty much. Having promised more than a pink diamond upon payment of delivery is pretty darn good payment.
So you're saying we're gonna have like a literal horde of
Yeah, you'll have an army of assassins show up just to have them deliver one weapon.
militia. Yeah.
Obayo, or however.
Omaewa moshinde.
Wow,
And they bow.
Thank you.
He's very good at it. And then they just bow. They offer you the weapon, and then they all just disappear in a flash of phasing fog because that's what they do.
Just like yeah, just like yada yada.
All right. So, well, as you all leave the underground, we're gonna go ahead and do a time skip.
Ooh.
Unless there's anything you guys need to do on the trip back.
Nope.
Back to the city of
yes.
Lian. So go ahead.
There would be 4 days. Oh gosh. One more day. Do any of my plants grow during that time?
Nope, it's 1 roll per
Leftover?
month. It's 1 roll per
Okay.
month in the desert realm.
Okay.
Which you haven't been in for the last 13-ish days.
Well, I have plants for a little bit of everywhere.
Subterranean plants specifically.
Jungle is what I have.
Not subterranean, so the only thing that would have grown is your moss, and you haven't spent enough time down here to increase it.
Okay.
So, we are already past 9 o'clock, so I need a quick 5-minute break, you guys. So if anyone needs to make a bathroom break check, go ahead and do it now. We will be
Got it.
back in 5 minutes. So
Alrighty.
Bathroom check?
if
Okay.
necessary.
I'll see y'all in 5 minutes.
Oh man, I guess we're gonna have to go to the bathroom. I rolled a
Okay, that quick break was much appreciated. We are back. We are live. All right.
First break we've ever had.
Yeah, I know, right? All right. So you guys end up making your way back to the city of Lian. Here you go, guys. This is the Palace of Lian.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm getting Alibaba and the 40 Thieves vibes right now.
Yeah, they are a kind of a Sahara desert Arabian country, the
Nope.
city of Lian.
Now that we're back, I wanted to talk a little bit during that travel.
Sure, go ahead.
I hand him the gauntlets.
He ends up putting them on. The wires dangle down about 30 feet. The range on these things is insane. But they,
And as we're traveling, I'm telling him to get used to them, practice with them.
especially after he finishes his doses of cleanser,
Right.
wiping his system of the drugs, he has, for the sake of, we're gonna take about a gold piece worth out of coffee, because the guy's pretty much addicted to coffee now.
Hey, it's better than the other thing.
So I'm gonna go ahead and, Lily, being the treasurer of the group for the most part, takes care of that. And that's his own personal reserve of coffee as it stands, so I'm not adding it to inventory for anybody. But he does practice down as you're continuing on down the road. Without his addiction and everything, he definitely is picking them up. They're kind of like whips. But he's not quite got the hang of them yet. He's still a little clumsy with them, even on the month, give or take, travel back. He is, what's the word for it? He's still a bit clumsy with them.
And what kind of land is that for the month of traveling?
It's going to be desert Sahara kind of plains.
Okay. I would like to make a roll
Sure, go ahead.
for plants.
Yep, go ahead. This would be May 27th by the time you get back to the city of Lian.
Wow. 10%. Got it.
10%? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not quite there, but go ahead and take the notes down. Doesn't quite seem to be the growing season at the moment, even though it feels like spring. So, you guys all approach the city of Lian. For being a desert kind of environment, the massive rivers, it's like walking along the Nile. It is a nice taste of lush green in an otherwise dry environment.
Like home.
The purple adorned guards patrol the streets with their spears. The bazaars are full. Boats travel along the rivers, shading their passengers in luxurious leisure. Various elf servants and or everyday commoners travel up the streets with their burdens, some with laundry, some with wares, others peddling food and or pets, exotic creatures. Lots of monkeys, just live here. It is definitely an odd environment. So, you are back in the city of Lian. You're not at the palace, though. Where, if anywhere, would you like to go first?
Okay, I have a quick out of game thing. Quick, we are still planning on ending at 10, right?
Ending at 10, yes. So, looking at
Okay,
45
just
minutes.
making sure because yeah.
Unless anyone wants to go later, we can put it to a vote.
Yeah, I'm okay. I gotta pass tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. Anyway. I can't think of anything. I honestly want to claim this quest that we've been on for as long as we have. Might as well just go straight to the palace.
Yes.
I'm
Sure.
gonna head to the church
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
before I go.
Okay, before we okay.
Okay. You guys make your way to the church. Everyone else is parked outside.
It's in the palace. It's on the way.
No, are you going to the Anashari church or are you going to the chapel of the trichotomy?
Oh, you're right. I should probably go to both. I go to the dichotomy.
Okay. Because that's the one I was assuming you were going to first, but I was just double checking because I don't technically consider the Anashari cult a church.
It's what I asked for when I got there. That's what they took me to.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm not going back there.
that was a palace guard's misunderstanding. But anywho, so everyone ends up parking outside. Those of the party who wish to go in may. Udon ends up accompanying you, Panzer.
I'm sorry?
Udon ends up accompanying you since he technically owes you for buying back a
I
family
will not. I will not, probably because I'm not sure what they think of my barbaric upbringing.
No more than the rest of the commoners on the street observe you
Okay.
as.
All right.
Before we go in, I warn him. He may recognize your weapon. Your gauntlets.
Oh. Well, he keeps them retracted. The wires are wound up in a case.
I'll stay
the
outside.
wrist.
He is a friend of mine. Do try your best.
He looks a little bit more cleaned up. There are some residual scars still healing from just overall living in the slums of the underground.
Right.
But he's at least cleaned up a little bit. Does anyone else besides Panzer and Udon end up going inside?
Nope. I'll stay outside.
Okay.
I'll go in. Why not?
All right. Oliver, are you going in? You've been quiet, and I know you're kind of brain dead from being sick, but I'm just double checking.
I'm not gonna go in.
Okay. So you, Lily, Juliana, and the rest of the party end up staying outside.
I think someone said they were going.
Skygazer and Panzer and Udon end up entering the chapel.
Okay.
The stained glass windows of the symbols of the trichotomy, earth, air, or light, earth, and water, adorn the opposing wall. Various stone pews with no backs make up the chairs and seating. Archways hold very modest but still church-like tapestries, some painted, some woven on the walls. Various basins burn incense. And there are a few elvish and or human patrons sitting, praying, some of them kneeling, some of them going through beads on their rosary, reciting pre-written or rhyming prayers.
I try to remember them.
The priest, Kelathrai, ends up stepping up from a consultation with one of his patrons. Turns to look at you and sees you and Skygazer. And he looks at you, looks at your friend, doesn't take much of a notice, but he walks up to the two of you. So, you're back. It's good to see you again.
Yes, Father. Likewise.
Was your
I
venture successful?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
I'm glad to hear it. How can I assist you?
we did an amazing thing, but I wanted to return the necklace that you gave me.
The necklace was not intended to be a loan. It is yours to keep.
You're too thoughtful.
It's at this point where Udon, being somewhat uncomfortable, changes from his hands being behind his back to folding his hands underneath of his armpits, and in that brief moment, you see a flash of recognition in Kelathre's eyes. Looks down, looks at Udon, who somewhat feels uncomfortable, approaches him. Udon feels somewhat uncomfortable as Kelethrai reaches out, brushes his hair to the side. You see a sudden flood of recognition as Kelethrai reaches out and grasps the shoulders of Udon and grasps him in a massive bear hug as he begins to weep. I thought I'd never see you again. How did you find him? Where did you find him? Udon, I thought you were dead. And Udon, recognizing who's speaking, Uncle Killeth?
God.
No way. What?
They both hug. You realize that through a series of circumstantial mistakes, you have reunited two kin that both thought that they were alone in the world.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Dude.
He was lost in his way. We found him underground with an affliction by a demon. We saved him.
I am in your debt. Had it not been for these, I thought I would never see these again either, and holds up Udon's hands. I sold these shortly after the fire. Please, tell me all that has happened. Please explain to me what brought you all together.
Are you sure?
Yes, I have more than enough time, and this is a story I much want to hear.
Abbreviation time. Summary time.
Well,
nope,
there's...
I want you to quick tell the story.
Okay.
There's a drug called Bliss. You may have heard it.
Udon gets a sheepish, kind of shameful look on his face. Kelethrai, he looks... I'm not familiar with the drug, unfortunately.
Actually, it's probably for the best.
Not only does it increase your vitality, but one would say you become lucky with it. But it is a drug in the form of candy. One would not think it is a drug, but it is so.
Candy. Where did you ever come across such a thing?
By a demon. And I don't have it in my notes because I don't have notes at the moment, but I say the demon's name.
Por favor, I'm kidding.
Starts with a P, I think.
It is
Uh,
P. It's Parva voluptas.
okay.
Parva voluptas.
Okay.
Parva voluptas. I
Um,
am now.
I have heard of this demon, though I have not had any direct dealings with him.
Well, we kind of did.
Yes, now not in a good way. I've probably harmed my homeland, not knowing.
What do you mean?
I thought he was just a traitor. So we made an agreement that he could trade at my homeland without being attacked.
Could I see your contract?
Of course. I hand it to him.
Reads it over. This does says he only have your protection in your country.
Yes.
You may keep this, it will be important, but unless there is a exponentially important contract you have with my nephew, I would like to make this right.
What do you mean?
Leave it to me. You will not have any problems with Pavor in the future, and with any luck, you will never see him alive again.
This is my mistake.
Panzer,
As
you
much as
have reunited my family and restored to us an invaluable heirloom. I insist.
I think you should do it, Panzer. You can focus on your own priorities, and he can take care of this seemingly mild inconvenience in your homeland, which is most likely not mild in the slightest.
I will also state you've given up that for something greater, correct?
Well, as
What do
far
you
as
mean?
I'm concerned, it is a priest's job to deal with demons every once in a while, isn't it? He
He has a
reaches
point here.
over and unclasps those weapons, slides them on, flexes his hands for a little bit, and there is a wooden statue of an altar for just a moment. He looks at that, flexes for just one moment, just spreads out his fingers, and you see in a split second that thing turns to splinters as all of those threads just wrap around and dig into the sculpture and just shred it.
Oh no.
And you sense a level of divine power being run through those weapons.
For the grace and the might of the Lord.
I will ask, even though I know the answer.
No.
Yeah, pretty much. Can I come with you?
I have to travel fast, and if I'm to catch him before he enters your country, I can't be slowed down. Udan and I will take care of this, and you have your own responsibilities to take care of.
Yes,
See.
Panzer. I do
He
believe
has a
we
very
have
fair point.
Like
We
I
haven't
said, I
quite-
knew the answer, but I was going to ask anyways. I wanted to see that demon one more time before he goes kapoof.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
worry. I'll send him your head, or I'll send you his head.
Your
I used to.
Wait
I
wait a
apologize. I
minute.
used to say that line the other way around to my victims. So my apologies.
Okay, at a game. At a game. Okay. It's nice having friends.
Well, you just literally handed a level 50 assassin his weapon of choice and his heirloom weapon. So
Oh wait. You just basically. Oh no.
You just armed the man with the most epic level gear you could possibly give him.
You have literally created a beast.
And this guy's a priest.
The priest
So
beast.
he's. Oh no. Yeah.
Guys,
Priest beast or beast priest?
he's John Wick.
Oh my gosh, guys, it's
In
John.
the flesh.
Guys, it's John Wick if he was a freaking paladin. Oh my gosh.
John Wick, but he's carrying with him
The priest in Kalathrai ends up taking off his priestly adornment, calling over one of the other priests and passing it over to him. Duty has called me elsewhere. Please notify the authorities. Proper proceeding. Flexes his neck back and forth a little bit. Panzer, Skygazer, please extend my thanks to the rest of your party.
Will do.
Will do.
I think I need to get out into the fresh air again. And Udan, it is time you learned the family trade. He steps out and heads out through the chapel door, leaving you two and a very privy priest to pick up the pieces. And he's like, well, unless you need anything else, I'll take care of the other patrons now. And he turns to walk away.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just leave things hanging as is.
All
I'll
right.
just give him a boost to agility for 10 seconds, you know.
So what time is it?
Wait,
It's
so
9:30.
9:30.
please tell me,
Okay.
is out of game. Please tell me he's wearing a war cleric, like setup. Just has the big like cleric pauldrons and has like the cloak.
No, I hate those massive pauldrons. That's so ridiculous.
And it's
It's
actually
so
very
funny though.
unrealistic.
No, I know for an assassin it makes no sense, but it's just really funny.
Now, if you want to go John Wick, I mean, you just give him a pair of shades and a long flowing white trench coat with a crucifix hanging down his neck, and you're set.
There you go.
For accomplishing a special side quest that I had planned, you each gain a level.
Yeah.
I mean, a full 500 XP.
Like
You
just
guys,
like
you guys are automatically going up a level, each of you.
oh.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah.
Monroe, Panzer,
I almost missed that. I
Skygazer.
was dozing off. And I heard something about leveling up. I'm like, wait, what?
Anyone who is lower than the highest level in the party gains 2.
2 levels? Oh, two levels.
2 levels.
Was
because
I
of-
technically the lowest? No.
So I think the
Um,
lowest level in the party was 7, right?
The highest.
Yeah.
I'm level 3.
Highest level in
Well,
the
no.
party was
I
Oliver
was
at
level
7.
Level 8 now. Carl, are you
So-
8?
Yeah, I'm level 8 with 405 experience. I'm also level 9 now.
So you'll be level 9. Panzer,
Come on.
Skygazer,
I'm level
and
8 now.
Siraj, all 3 of you go up by 2 levels.
Okay.
I'm level 8.
So you've caught up with Oliver as of the 2
I'm
levels?
1 level behind.
Oh, you're 1 level behind?
Yes.
So would you jump up to 9 then?
No, because he
Okay.
just went up a
Hold
level.
up.
Okay, got it.
He's level 9 now, and now
I'm level 8.
I thought you were level 9 now.
I was
just
level
leveled up.
7,
Oh, okay, right.
and I went to level 8.
So Panzer, were you 7 as well?
No, I was 6.
Okay. So I'll cap it off at not being able to advance past the 2nd level.
Okay.
So both you and Oliver will be on the same tier 8 level now.
Okay.
But Skygazer and Siraj, both of you will jump up by 2 levels because
level 4.
there was a large
Level 4,
amount of
baby.
investment, a large amount of teamwork that had to go into accomplishing this. You guys did a good job.
Let's go, boys. I have 9 charisma now. Let's go.
Well, it was
Seriously?
definitely worth the least.
I'm literally capping my charisma at this point because like my entire character's built on it.
All right.
9 precision, 10 dexterity, 7 range.
Wait, you can go past 9?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know if that was a rule or not.
No,
Okay.
no, you're
No,
not capped at any level. You can min max as much as you want, but know that you'll stay at close to level 1 for the rest of your stats if you just min max. So
Yeah. Okay.
use wisdom when you level.
Alright.
So the rest of you decide to head off to the palace after finishing your, visit to the church.
I go to the scary church.
Okay.
Seriously?
We're
Yep.
going to Scary Church?
All right.
So why are we going to Scary Church? Oh, I mean, I'll accompany him to Scary Church.
If you wish to go,
Scary
it's up.
church?
You guys can go if you wish.
Because we are the original 2 who went there in the first one.
Yeah, I'm Scary Church Zealot. I am not. I leave.
We
Okay.
will both re-enter Scary Church.
So you
Thanks
gain
for having my
access.
back.
You gain
Oh, yeah.
access to the palace again. You do inform. Lian is informed of your arrival, but there is not an immediate audience for you.
Perfect.
In the meantime, you have time on your hands until this afternoon when you will be seen. And in the meantime, you are able to head to the Onyx Wing, where you once again stand before the scarlet red doors of the Anashari cult.
Hello again.
You walk in then?
Yeah, we walk in.
Yes.
Once again, you are met with the overwhelming scent of iron. And
Which we're both okay with.
the I'm presuming that Oliver and Skygazer just wait out in the hall again, unless they want to wait in some other wing of the palace.
Yeah, is there a hot tub?
Oh my god.
Roll an observance check.
Who knows?
10.
With a 10, there is a garden. You do find a public garden made available.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much it unless you ask around.
That's
So,
a weird thing to ask about.
I was just. That was the first thing that came to my head. Sure, I'm gonna go and Skygazer's gonna go and he's gonna take a walk in the park. You know,
Okay.
all nice and calm, like.
Okay. I'll get back to you, Skygazer. I want to stick with
Oh.
Yanashari for a moment. But I will finish you up before we're done for the night.
Alright.
So Panzer and Siraj, both of you standing once again in the heptagon circular room. Or I should say septagon circular room. The gold and red septagram on the floor. Various red and purple silks adorn the curtains and openings as a different servant woman with the same bleeding eye veil greets you. How can we be of service?
That's his
Love you.
answer.
He needs a decongestant.
Ah, means someone is talking about me.
Gesundheit.
Oh my goodness.
I just wanted to say thank you and that no one got hurt. We all lived. Thank you for the information.
Was there anything else?
Ah,
Was there?
ah. Well, I was hoping y'all want to see me again. We make such good business partners. Ah,
If you have a specific request of the Reverend Mother, I am sure she could provide an audience, but as per
But-
before, I'm sure you know there is a price with a visit.
Right. I would like to know the price before the deal is struck next time.
The Reverend Mother usually charges or assumes the same cost each time. And when she says this, she does kind of glance over at you, Siraj.
Uh-oh.
You can see just a flicker of her purple eyes through the thin silk veil.
Alright.
Well, that is all. I just wanted to give my thanks and let her know that we were okay. No one died.
I will pass the thanks along to the Reverend Mother.
Oh, thank you. You have a bloodletting day.
May the fortune of foresight accompany you.
I copy what she said.
Right, so actually, sorry, I'll wait till we're done.
Oh, we're done.
Pretty sure Panzer's leaving. Just something
Yeah,
you
we're
wanted to
no,
say,
we're
Siraj?
I'll say it after we're done with like the session, because Joy, I want to talk with you about it.
Okay. Moving to Skygazer, you find yourself strolling, your high heels clicking on the cobblestones, weaving in and out of the greenery of this garden. Monkey ends up perching on your shoulder, kind of picking at your hair and searching for any sign of food on you before it hops away after finding nothing. Go ahead and roll me a d12.
I don't know what a 12 gives me, but
Okay. You come across a elvish woman. Trying to... There we go. She is adorned with a golden circlet, and she is sitting in the midst of this garden with a palette of ink, paints, and brushes. And there are a number of elvish people posing for a very Renaissance-esque picture. There is a large amount of nudity, but a very high focus on the beauties of the humanoid figure. She is painting a very, very good replication of what is seen before you. And these various elf and human and otherwise accumulation of races posing for this picture, they all stand almost as if statues as she continues to paint. She looks over at you. There are a number of guards stationed around this entryway. And as you come into the clearing, two of them put their spears across in front of you. She looks over at you. Did you need something?
absolutely not, madam. I'm just here taking a leisurely stroll. I don't mean to infringe upon anything here. I'm just walking around. So don't mind me.
I see. Let him in. The guards move aside. Though You don't openly carry a weapon. Make a general stealth check for me.
Right. But it's an umbrella, Joey.
Yeah, I know. Take it with advantage.
All right. Oh, there we go.
Okay. The 13. The guard does hold out his hand for your umbrella.
Give him
I-
the umbrella.
I take it. Whatever. I take it umbrellas are of a unique disposition in this country. And then I hand him the umbrella.
In his defense, it does have a sharp, pointy tip on the end of it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just holding
That's
it off
fair.
to the side at the time. You are able to come over to where she stands, and she looks at you. What do you think? And presents her canvas. It is approximately 7 foot wide by about 4.5 to 5 feet tall. The painting is mostly unfinished. The background has been finished, and now the figures are being painted over the existing background as they are posing. It does have a very strong realism aesthetic to it. She is obviously an extremely skilled painter.
Well, now, I think you are capturing the general charm of the garden quite well. It's very nice, very luxurious, very lush. I quite like it. I can see some of the very beautifully unique individuals starting to pop up out of the canvas very nicely. I think I think it looks quite spectacular, and I'm sure it'll look even more wonderful when it's done.
Well said. Tell me, what business is it that you have here?
Well, my business is well with my party really. You see, my friends and I are selected to be what do you call it? Words are failing me right now, Joey.
Ambassadors, negotiators?
Yes. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Yes, my friends and I are called to be third party ambassadors for another kingdom here.
Which kingdom might that be? You appear to be human, with
That I
distinct
am.
uniquenesses.
Actually,
I do.
yeah. What?
Are you an ambassador from Zekolia?
Is it Colia?
Zekolia is the human nation that Shrakar is the capital of. Zeketh is the actual country that you're representing, though Zekolia is technically your parents' home country.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a bit of a convoluted situation that you're not entirely privy to, except for that your character would be.
Right. Okay. Well, I am. I I am of the area. My family is really out of Shakar, but we are not actually. I'm not actually ambassadoring for Sokolia, but rather Zeketh. I don't know all the finer details. I kind of let's see. I kind of gracefully shoehorn myself into their party once upon an evening, shall I say.
She kind of gets a perturbed look on her face.
Not sketchy at all.
You're part of the diplomats for the arranged marriage between Lian and Zeketh, aren't you?
And I can assume, of judging by your beauty and your adornments, that you are, and I dare say even your skill, I dare say you're one of the princesses.
You would be right. And I'll say this now. I have no interest in your marriage. I'm happy to live the way I am and have no intent of being a pawn in my parents' or any political marriage. Remember that. She kind of just points the end of her paintbrush at you, saying these words. You may go.
Very well.
And she just,
And you have
she's just, as you turn and walk away, she just sits here, just throws her paints down, takes a large brush that's sitting in a thing, and just totally destroys the painting in a fit of rage. And you can hear in the distance as you are continuing down the garden as you walk
Don't
away.
forget your umbrella.
Yeah, you have your umbrella. It's returned to you.
thanks, Panzer.
You can hear
Here's
her.
your pen.
Go away. Take this garbage with you. I'm not interested in being praised by that trash.
Did you hear? I like imagine that you actually heard Panzer yell that from like a window or something.
I mean, judging if it's proxy close enough to the the cult, yeah.
But anywho, that is your first introduction to one of the daughters of Lian. And that is where we're going to play into the role play for the session, though you guys do get a cutscene.
Ooh.
It is a full moonlit night as a merchant rides his wagon through the open fields of Shrikar, whistling a happy tune, talking to his very nice black stallions. There is a traveler that stops him alongside the road, asking if he can provide him with a little bliss.
Yes.
He happily opens his cart and begins to deal out. But before he receives proper payment, there is an explosion of smoke. Things are obscured. And when the smoke clears, the bliss is gone, and so is the stranger. A hint of hatred and bloodlust fills the merchant's eyes as he chases after this individual. His form changes from simple human merchant to devilish fiend as his black leathery wings propel him through forest trees, chasing his quarry. Dodging over logs and along the pathway, the hood falls back over the albino elf's figure, revealing long pointed white ears and sparse white hair lit by the moonlight. Suddenly he comes to stop in a clearing. As the leathery bound demon steps forward into the clearing, the moonlit night shines down on his ripped, muscled skin as he towers 16, 17 feet in the air, his yellowish demon eyes with fury. Do you think you can steal from me, little whelp? Tonight will be the last night you lift anything ever again. The elf smiles. I think tonight will be the last night you cause anyone else any problems ever again. Candyman. The demon snarls, and as he lunges, his arm is severed from his body. He reels back. Yeah! What the? And as he steps backward, his leg is cut out from under him. And as the moonlight glistens from behind a cloud, a web of steel thin true silver blades, all thin wires, show a web of traps as another elf steps from the darkness. You're one of the first that I'll end for hurting my family. Panzer sends his regards. And as the demon turns, you think you can... His head falls to the ground severed as the rest of his body burns away into skeletal remains and shriveled skin. And so ends the Candyman. And his reign.
Bravo. Bravo. Encore. Encore.
And that is the end of tonight's session, guys.
Wow.
So, I'll catch the rest of you live streamers next week. Have a good one.